Whoa. There's many houses of freaks. There's not just one house.
But ours is the best house of freaks. We're the
No,
circus.
my house of freaks is way better than your house of freaks.
Are we not in the same house of freaks?
No, we're different houses. Is what you said.
Well, it's a metaphorical house of freaks. It's not a. It's the
No,
family
it's literal.
of freaks.
It's literal.
Why does it have to be literal? See, then you're limiting.
I didn't
like,
say it had to
your
be. I
freak
said it
group.
is.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be. It just is.
Fine. Your house is better than mine. I can concede on that. But as far as like metaphorical,
I didn't say that.
Freaks,
I said that this was a house. This was a house of freaks. This is the best house of freaks.
yes, your house of freaks is better than mine. I concede.
I just think there's more freaks than mine.
That's true. My house is like one other person, unless we're counting cats. Like some of those cats are kind of weirdos and like oddballs. So unless we're counting cats.
Ryan's our straight man.
You guys have pets too.
Every comedy act has to have a straight man, like Larry, Moe, and Curly. You know what I'm saying?
And your choice of straight man is Ryan.
Yeah, that's the best we can.
Yeah, I'm pretty gay.
I was gonna say that seems a little oxymoronic.
Okay, welcome. Everybody, shut up! I'm trying to announce this thing.
Go ahead.
Oh my God! Welcome to another great debate brought to you by Skywatch. All right, well, Cayden's here, of course.
That's me.
Ryan,
Hello.
Jamie is always. She's awesome.
Ryan, no waving to the camera. Oh.
Ryan's awesome too because when Cayden dips out on shit, at least Ryan helps me out.
Whoa! Don't call me out publicly. Like call me out in the pre-chat like you were doing before.
I don't discriminate.
In fact, I want to.
That's fair.
I want to.
You're gonna what?
What? Where's this going?
I want to call out Cayden too. Cayden is a bitch ass motherfucker. He pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his Quilly hedgehog dick and he pissed on my and said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call on my Twitter.
I don't like you implying that I have quills. I feel like that's fucked up. The rest of that's accurate though.
Whoa.
What? Josh, are you gonna take issue with me taking issue with him referring to me as Quilly?
All right. It must be him.
Sorry, distraction.
Hey Josh, do you think Cayden's Quilly?
Quilly? I agree, he's Quilly.
No, people in particular. You weren't even talking about me. You were talking about whatever. Moving on.
Quilly means he's like a hedgehog.
Yes, because there's like is there any other animal that even has quills?
Yes.
Who?
Peter from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Holy shit. Okay, that's fair. See, he's a human with quills. You can call him Quilly all you want, and I'm sure he's fine with it probably.
Okay.
Literally has quills, or
hedgehogs, echinatas, and some species of spiny rats. Quills are primarily as a defense mechanism as predators. So yes, there's 13 animals with quills in their pictures.
Oh yeah, porcupines have quills.
Yes.
That was the obvious one. I don't know why that. Wait, do hedgehogs? Do they actually have quills, or do they do have quills?
Yeah, they have quills.
Hedgehogs have quills. They just don't come off. But if they curl up tight enough, it hurts like a bitch to actually pick them up. Most people actually need gloves.
It's basically a whole genus of animals that are in the pretty much, the rat family or something similar to that.
My question is, why are you picking up a hedgehog specifically when it curls up and it just wait for it to uncurl?
They're pets, and you're.
Why the hell are you picking up hedgehogs anyway? I'm just putting that out there.
That's a good question too.
My enemies.
Nervous creatures.
She's over there hugging hedgehogs. That's her problem.
Oh, yeah.
Hedgehog hugger.
Very nervous, so you have
That's worse than tree hugging.
They're like.
That's worse than tree hugging.
You have to hold them so they get used to you, and then they start unraveling, and then they hardly ever ravel up unless they're in a mood.
Oh, so it's just in the early stages of having the pet, which that sounds pretty cool. That sounds like a cool pet to have. I like when people have those exotic pets that aren't just cats or dogs or fish or lizards. I want to get capybaras at some point.
Well, I'm gonna start getting pet humans.
That was banned a while ago, Josh. I don't think you can do that anymore.
Not. No, you can't. You can't.
Okay, so you're saying
force them into it, but you
voluntary, contractual pet humans.
Oh God, hold on.
There are people that literally sign contracts. Go ahead.
I have a joke for this.
How do you possibly have a joke for such a specific situation?
You better hurry up, or it's just not gonna be a joke anymore.
Yeah, there's gonna be
What are you, Cybersmith?
I wish I got the joke. Break it down for me.
So this is a post by a guy called Cybersmith. Okay, just please consider the following scenario. It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal when I walk in, accompanied by my wife, my children, and my human pet, whose genitals are covered as it enters on all fours as wearing underpants. If my family and I then make an order of own at our table next to you, in what way have we infringed upon your freedom? What rational basis do you have to demand that we leave our beloved pet at home? Heck it all, let's consider a more extreme scenario. It's 5 to 10 years from now. You're sitting in a restaurant enjoying a lovely meal when I walk in without my wife and children. For whatever reason, they haven't accompanied me with my surgically modified human pet wearing a collar being led in by its leash. My pet has been spayed slash neutered, though you can't tell because its genitals, along with its boobies, if it's female, have been covered up. It has no vocal cords, and it walks on all fours, not by choice, but because its toes have been removed, along with the tendons in its ankles being severed.
What the fuck are you talking about?
This guy is being completely unironic, by the way.
Unironic? When you say, okay, he's talking about hypothetical, right? Like he doesn't have like a example of this?
No, but it's just like he wants human pets to be a thing.
He made a text post that read, me wearing a dog collar and leash, looking up at my man friend in his trench coat and fedora. Let's go out in public where you can walk me like I'm a dog in front of people who are visibly uncomfortable. And then he responds with, it's not a flipping fedora, it's a bowler hat. Fedora is a problem for him.
You know, sometimes when I leave the room and come back and hear like the little bits of conversation that I missed, I really, really worry about you guys.
We go down weird rabbit holes. Like, that's what we do. Ryan, do you remember that Final Fantasy house like scenario from a while back?
Faintly. I need to brush up on it.
Okay, but you have heard of it before.
Yeah.
Let me just look it up so I can because I'm not entirely. I'm sure I'm fuzzy on some parts too. Final Fantasy house from the True Crime Community Wiki. Yeah, it was like a group of people who lived in a house together for a while and they became really abusive towards each other. And it started with them joining the house and their whole thing was trying to be bring themselves to be Final Fantasy characters in reality, I guess. They felt a soul kinship to certain characters.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find a more in-depth.
It says I can legally have pets. It's called pet play. And as long as it's consensual, I can legally own a pet human. So
neutering them probably isn't.
I'm not trying to neuter them, goddamn.
Yeah. That's an extreme. That's where Cybersmith went too far.
But if they consent to that too, they consent to it.
Oh, you know what's weird is the U.S. law does allow you to sign a contract that lets you consent to things like that, and then be held held to it. And I feel any kind of contract that involves the human body shouldn't be a legally enforceable thing. If a person does that to themselves, that's fine, but it shouldn't be able to come with paperwork to it that binds you to doing that to your own body. Because then what if you change your mind? Or what if you were in a state of hysteria?
Yeah, but that's true of every case of that. You know what I'm saying? What if people change their minds? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's but that'd be you consenting to rape cases or rape fantasy stuff and then deciding, now that it's done, I'm going to change my mind about it.
Not to mention...
you can do it moving forward, but you can't do it.
Not to mention, this isn't surgery that's going to happen overnight. This is going to take... probably months of planning.
That's true. Or maybe have it overnight. Maybe they did it at home in their kitchen with a rough
God, they do castrate pigs like that.
Yeah. Well, let's not refer to people as pigs.
Did you know the guy who shot? Did you know the guy who shot John Wilkes Booth castrated himself like that?
Oh, Abraham Lincoln? I didn't know that.
No, the guy who shot.
I'm sorry, Ryan, did you choke? I'm doing some history revisionism right now. I remember I was in the theater when Abraham Lincoln got shot in his head, and he stood up, turned around, and shot the man back.
The guy's name was Boston Corbett.
Boston Corbett.
Yeah.
And he shot John Wilkes Booth, and then he didn't kill him though. He just mortally wounded him, which I guess could still like
mortally wounded means he eventually killed him.
Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
You can't be like, I mortally wounded him. He eventually died. Yes.
Oh, he was from an insane asylum. This guy.
Yeah, guys.
Do what?
The guy.
It means eventually killed him. That's all it means.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah,
in a sense.
He was regularly exposed to mercury nitrate used at the time to treat fur in order to produce felted hats because he was like a hat builder. Wow. Yeah. So just because he made hats, like his body eventually reacted to those fumes and caused him hallucinations and psychosis and whatever erethism is, Mad Hatter disease.
Yeah, that's where the term Mad Hatter.
Like from Alice in Wonderland.
That's where the term Mad Hatter came from.
I didn't know that.
It's the way that they treated the fabrics and then wore them on their heads all the time.
Holy shit!
And
so that was
eventually literally sunk into their brains, and they just lost it.
So it was a commonplace.
I also believe the brims were made of mercury as well.
Yeah.
Personality changes and memory loss.
Severe. Like, it was like right up there with rabies.
That's wild. So like a bunch of people probably had that at the time. General pain, tremors, headaches, physical strength, and an irregular heartbeat.
Okay. Now that we've castrated all our pets and whatever we're going to discuss, can we get on an actual topic?
Is this not an actual topic? We're talking about erethism and Mad Hatter disease. This is a rabbit hole that'll lead us to Alice in Wonderland, which will just lead us to another rabbit hole.
It's just down another fucking rabbit hole. No.
Okay. Did you have a topic in particular you wanted to bring up then that was more important than Mad Hatter disease and John Wilkes Booth getting shot?
God, yes. I could throw a rock and find a better topic than that.
Okay, do it. Well, here's a topic for you. How far do you think you could throw a rock? Let's deep dive and analyze that for like 30 minutes.
I could probably hit Aunt Nana's house from here, so.
I think you could. You have to do like an upward arc, though.
Yeah, it'd be an arc high because you got to go over the wood.
You got to fight the gravity. Yeah. Oh, and over the trees.
Yeah. No,
but okay, that's a decent distance. It's like what, 30 yards?
Yeah, probably about 100 feet, 200 feet.
But that's with obstacles. So like a straight shot, if you were on a football field, how many yards do you think you're getting out of one?
Like sort of football? Sort of rock or football?
A rock.
A rock I probably throw further than a football, but depending on as long as the rock's not too heavy.
That's true. Like because if it's like really tiny, like
like two pebble,
do a finger throw, yeah.
Well, see, a good one gets out of my hand. I could probably throw it 80 yards, Jim.
80 yards?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me think. Let me imagine this scenario for a second. No, that's fair. I feel like
I could probably throw a football 50, 60 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that one's got like.
Now, mind you, not with the accuracy of a fucking quarterback, but I can throw it the distance. You know what I'm saying?
The accuracy doesn't matter. It's just about range for this.
Well, yeah, then I can hit the range. You know what I'm saying?
All right. So what is that? Like 2 minutes? How do we stretch this out for another 28?
Well, we're just discussing now. We got to break into it. No. I wanted to talk about something. I like having the contrast of. No. Would you shut up and let somebody finish something? Oh my God!
I'm sorry. I was just trying to help
Ryan,
you. I knew what word you were going to go.
Where's this mute button?
Okay, hold on. I got this. I can do that for.
Fight!
Okay, we'll fight. You want to fight on camera? Oh, sounds beautiful. Man, this is the best I've heard Cayden in a long time. No, no, the reason I like you guys, and one of the things I want to discuss is actually discuss relationships, because something was brought up today that made it interesting. And I like Ryan because he's gay. I mean, not because he's gay, but I like his input because he's gay. I like you because you're pretty much neutral.
Yeah, I'm like.
And then mine's girls.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a.
It is a whole trifecta. It's like we got everything except for like bi. Well, I guess Ryan's bi, so never mind. No, we got everything.
Everybody's bi.
Josh's kind of bi.
Everyone's bi.
Right?
Josh, you just said you think it was girls. Are you bi?
I'll bi girl.
That is not what bi means.
Okay, that's not what you meant. No,
no, he's not.
I've never experienced
mail
it
order
yet.
prizes.
No, but I have a girlfriend, so I can't.
Yeah. Well, if she
Oh,
also,
sorry,
like, wants to
fiance.
weigh in-
My bad. You didn't take a step back.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we proposed at fucking Christmas.
Congratulations.
You just now congratulating her? Well, that's a bit late, don't you think?
You're not married yet. It's not too late.
It's not too late.
Yeah, there's like a period where it's like acceptable. Once it's at a wedding, if I said that like at the wedding ceremony, like congratulations on your like fiancé-ship, and then it would be too late.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, they proposed, and you guys are like walking down the aisle.
Shit, Josh proposed? Wait.
I thought you were already married, to be honest.
Do what?
I thought you were already married.
I am married. That's why I'm only fianced, because I have to get a divorce yet.
Okay.
That girl, Kim, that's my ex-wife. Well, my future ex-wife. Technically, she's just my wife now, but she's my future ex-wife. So,
which it is impressive that you guys still stay on like good terms enough to do the stream together. Because like with a lot of people, that ends up as like friction.
Whether it's her or Kim Ryan, I don't hate my exes. I'm just not a hater.
That's fair, and it's respectable. And that's the thing is, it's rare.
Jamie hates
her.
I hate her
a lot.
Is it just because they're his exes, or is it like you don't like them personally?
Oh,
or?
no.
It's because of the way that sometimes they treat the kids, and that's what she gets upset about, is the kids mostly.
If there is ever a purge, I have a list.
Okay.
Mostly my exes that I have kids with is who she gets the most angry about.
I have to ask. Sorry, but she brought up a purge list. So the first thing I got to ask her is, where do me and Ryan sit on that list?
Oh, I wouldn't kill Ryan. I'd never kill Ryan. Jesus.
If anything, we would ship you guys here and go out and have fun.
I said what I said. No,
I didn't hear what Jamie said. Okay, good. That's what I wanted to know. Okay.
You guys are like, well, obviously you are. I'm not technically your aunt, but I still see you as that dorky ass teenager that I met fucking 6 years ago.
I still kind of am that dorky ass teenager.
To drink, and I'm like, no, the fuck he's not.
I
am.
Yeah,
he has his own place. I'm like, you guys shut up, please.
I got my own place. I'm not old enough yet to drink.
No, he was like 17 or 18 at the time, so
you guys were little bitty string beans that were like barely as tall as your mom, and now y'all are fucking oak trees and holy shit, man.
Time flies by. Like
we're working on year 7. I mean, hell, we've been together almost. After this year, it'll be almost a decade. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say, I'm saying in 7 years is a long time.
You guys got your decade like anniversary planned out?
Probably
in 3 years.
We're probably going to go to. Oh, probably the Bahamas.
Ooh, that does sound nice.
I was also going to say to Cayden, yeah, I'm still friends with Zoe and Jacob. Or Niles.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, but men are even more inclined to be friends with their exes than women are.
Is that right? Well, I think I see what you mean.
Yeah, Kim's not. Jamie's not friends with any of her exes. Not really, and because most of them are like douches. But I mean, one of her exes is Matt. If you remember Matt.
I don't remember Matt. Because you mentioned him in the a while back. I don't really remember him.
He's a skinny version of Lawrence, pretty much is what he is. Same bald head, same everything.
Okay, I have met him. But it was only like once or twice when I went over to his house.
He's a raging crackhead too, and likes to beat the shit out of women.
Does he?
Yeah.
Holy shit! I'm sorry to hear that.
I almost killed him at Josh's lawn one of the first times we met.
I hope this isn't like dark to suggest, but are you like glad now that he's not?
Is he glad what?
He passed away, didn't he?
Matt, did he even pass away?
Did he?
I thought you said that.
No,
is it a different Matt? Oh.
Oh no, yeah, that is a different Matt. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Not Kim Ryan's Matt. This is her Matt.
There's too many Kims and too many Matts in like close proximity to this conversation. I got mixed up. My bad.
Okay, I was like, did he die? I was like, oh shit, I didn't like.
I also had a boyfriend called Matt.
Yes,
did you kill him?
No, we just kind of lost contact.
Okay, so
I do remember that, Matt.
All right, How did your relationships all end? Like, if you were like to categorize them in some of each one of them in like a short, sentence or two.
Ooh, am I gonna get a turn in that
Yes.
conversation? Oh, it's gonna be interesting.
Do I get to turn in that conversation?
Yes. All right, you're done.
Okay.
All right, now it's Ryan's turn.
All right, go ahead, Ryan. Take the floor.
What
I mean,
you
the
do to
first two
yourself
just
doesn't count as a relationship.
The what?
I said what
The
you
ver-
do to yourself doesn't count as a relationship.
Ah, damn it.
And now it says
the first two kind of just like I was at school for both of them, and they just kind of lost.
I get it. School relationships kind of fade out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically what happened with them. With Jacob, he had a mental breakdown and broke up with me.
Oh.
So that's weird. That's what happened to the guy across the street. He's what was Elmer was his name that Ken was with, but there's a guy named Ken, and he was with a guy named Elmer. But that guy had a mental breakdown, and like every time he had a mental breakdown, he wanted to be straight. I don't know what it was up with. I was like,
he was a paranoid schizophrenic that liked to go off his meds.
That's usually not a good combination.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, the first two you said were
literally crazy.
School. I don't really count school relationships because they end really fast. They usually do. Within 6 months to a year, they're over with.
I mean, so I'm still like,
friend.
That was both of those weren't even months; they were years, like 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, Zoe was for a while. Matt too. Yeah, Jacob. I didn't know Jacob though.
But you're not shaping your relationship in a way that's, like productive for the future on average. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's like making plans to get married as soon as they get out of high school or blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever.
Mm-hmm. It happens, but it's like very rare cases.
Yeah.
And usually those are like they usually like met each other in like middle school and stayed in a relationship all the way through high school. And those are like more anomalous really than standard.
Yeah. I dated a bunch of girls in high school and I didn't marry any of them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Some of them for 6 months, some of them for longer. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Okay, but after school, like your serious relationships.
Do you feel like Ryan and Josh that like in those relationships where like somebody has like a mental breakdown and they end the relationship? Do you feel like it's purely the mental breakdown, or do you feel like they were like they weren't happy with the relationship but weren't willing to like say that, and then like part of the breakdown was them like announcing that?
With mine specifically, it was because of the mental breakdown, because he actually later admitted to me that he just doesn't remember breaking up with me. He knows it happened. He does not actually remember the act of it happening. And he later said he even regretted it.
Okay.
Kim regretted it. Kim still regrets it. So
you should hold that over when she like gets on the chat here.
She's not getting on tonight because she's having relationship problems with dude or whatever. You weren't here yesterday, but she kind of broke up with her boyfriend. She's been with for like 2 years, like 3 or 4 days ago. And she got with this new guy, Shaggy, the one that's been on stream before.
Yeah.
So she's battling that.
Is that why like he started coming onto the stream was because he knew Kim? Because I thought he was just like a
no, he was dating her. No, he was dating her.
I did not know that. So that's the new relationship, or is that
that's the new relationship, the old relationship? But I guess she's having issues or whatever. I don't know.
Okay. Well, that's her business, so I'll try not to.
Right. Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to get in her business. I was just saying why she was on the stream. But we'll get her opinion on relationships. Okay, so Ryan, keep going. Just tell Cayden to shut up.
That was pretty much all I had to say.
Oh, okay. All right, Jamie, you want to go ahead and with yours?
Which one should I start with? Like, should I start with any from high school or?
No, you can omit the high school ones. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause,
Well, I was with Panda in high school and then after high school.
Yeah, but you stayed with her long after high school, so yeah. Well, you can talk with that one.
I got with this chick, Panda, senior year, but I wasn't really out yet. And one day, my little sister, well, my mom is certifiable, and we were going to church 6 times a week. And I decided that I want to go hang out at my girlfriend's house because she was actually helping me with my senior project to get my grades up so I could actually graduate with my class. And my little sister, being the snotty little bitch that she is, was like, "You just want to hang out and make out with your girlfriend." So my mom threw me out.
Really? Over that?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they're hyper religious.
They all deny that she threw me out though.
They're bad people, but they're hyper religious.
It's unfortunate how sometimes that goes like hand in hand. Where like I do feel like some people. Well, not like
Most
the
people,
religion itself doesn't like go hand in hand with that, but like with because that goes against like the forgiveness and aspects of the religion. But it seems like some people do use that like as a tool to a sense to take issue with like their own family. Like if their own family
Yeah,
comes out and that's their first
I feel
response.
like most anti-gay people I've encountered are religious, if not
Mhm.
all.
There
well,
definitely seems
most
like a
people are
correlation.
religious, so that's not very fair assessment. Like
That's
only
true.
Well,
like
like
only
a
like
lot of them,
6% of the population is atheist.
a
But
lot
that's
of
a
them
story I've
use
heard like. Mhm.
a lot of them use religious arguments though, like
Sure,
use
Yeah.
it
but
as
that
a basis.
but that's not then the same as you. The thing is like
It's not the religion's fault, but like those people
right.
use it as a excuse for it. It seems like.
Sure. Like I'm religious, my daughter's gay.
Mhm.
I don't, whatever
Yeah.
until but I also
Well, it
think
isn't me
gay's
saying
more fluid than go ahead.
it isn't me saying that like necessarily like that all religious people are against the gays. It's more me saying I feel like a lot of people are
It's like a
anti-gay
crutch some people
because
use.
not
Sure.
even like are anti-gay because of the specific
Yeah, I'll go on.
branch
That's fine.
of
Sorry.
Christianity they believe. Because like out of every argument I've heard against gay people, I think I've only heard one argument ever that was didn't have a religious basis for it.
What's that
Uh,
argument?
Basically, the whole argument was that because you're being fucked in the ass, you have a higher chance of prostate cancer. That's the only one I've ever
oh.
That's
heard.
fair. That's fair.
Okay. Yeah, but
I
you don't know that you're getting. There's no guarantee that you're getting fucked in the ass. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's possible.
Yeah.
that could be, but that doesn't. You
Well,
can have a
like
gay
I'm
relationship
not.
where you're just sucking each other off. You know what I'm saying? Like there's,
Yeah,
talking
I'm
about
not
you're
saying
talking
it's
about the
like
tech.
a. I'm not saying it's a valid argument. I'm saying that's literally the only non-religious argument I've ever heard
Right.
against it.
Besides,
Josh,
I don't think lesbians are fucking each other in the ass all that much. I'm
that's
saying,
true. That's true. So it only like affects half of like the gay demographic, really, and that's not even accounting for like the. Well, I guess if you're bi and you're with a guy with a guy, it still plays a role in that. So I guess that still like
I
applies for
don't know
bi.
how much anal play actually goes into a gay relationship, like a full on gay living together everyday relationship. I don't know.
It
Is that a
really just
question you can
depends on the
answer, Ryan?
couple. It just depends on the couple, really.
Okay. Well, I guess some people are
Okay.
really into the oral stuff, you know what I'm saying? And they like that, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
It's
personally,
just
I'd
like
like
how in a
blowjobs
lot.
every day.
It's like how in lesbian relationships, you have a lot of them that are into pegging, but some are like not into it at all.
Sure. Um, well, most women have what they refer to as in the lesbian community as bed death. They get into a
Whoa.
lesbian relationship, and this has happened to Jamie. Like, you get into relationships, and they just kind of stop having sex altogether. And that's because I don't think there's like we have a driving force as initiators. Like I'm like, God, I need sex. Come on, Jimmy, give me sex. Give me fucking sex. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Whereas they don't have that same driving force, so they will like drift more than anything else. They just won't. Neither one will initiate and stuff like that. Where I'm assuming gays have it more. We're gay like ready to fuck, ready to fuck, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
There's probably a lot more
pretty much.
agreement on that than there is on the lesbian side.
I imagine a gay couple probably has more sex than like a straight couple would for
They
that
probably
reason.
do. Well, not a straight. Well, maybe a straight couple. Yeah, to some point. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about specifically the disparities are really wide amongst lesbian couples. The thing about gay couples, they may have more sex, but women tend to do what men want, like in bed, so it may not
It's
equate to
There's
less
the
partially
sex.
that.
submissive role.
But
It's
there's less.
also partially that, but like homosexuality at one point in history, like specifically American history, it's different from like any place you go to, but was sort of more put under a cover all degenerate category. So like they were placed with people that like were were like into kink stuff that like people didn't like, shit like that.
I do think there's
Sexual
okay.
deviancy. There you go.
I think there's a unification around just religion in general and curbing sex because I don't think there's too many religions that even things like Buddhism or Hinduism where they still don't view um, gay sex as some sort of negative, specifically gay sex rather than lesbian sex, but gay sex like in Arabic cultures and Indian cultures where the Hinduism is really massive.
Arabics don't
Yeah,
take issue with homosexuality.
they don't take on with lesbianism.
Oh, with lesbianism specifically.
Women. Well, it's not that they don't. It's like okay, they have 7 wives. If they want to fuck two of their wives at once or make one of them eat one of them's pussy, I don't think they have a real issue with that. They're just subservient, therefore they're not, not. So when they're talking about gay, they're really only talking about male on male gay.
I haven't said
okay. I follow. I track.
Hindus, I'm not 100% sure. I know Buddhists don't really care that much because their focus is more on like they're either okay with all. From my experience, they're either okay with all sex or like not okay with any sex.
With Buddhists, it just like depends on like the level of like Buddhism or the form of Buddhism.
But okay,
yeah,
because a lot of Buddhism view on homosexuality.
It says different groups have distinct views on sex. So I guess some do, some don't. But the point is that just like in religion,
it's because specifically Buddhism, it's more about trying to detach yourselves from worldly desires, essentially.
But that's also true of Christianity.
But
your love is supposed to be for God, not for sex. The only sex you're supposed to technically have is procreation sex, according to the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what I'm saying is Buddhism doesn't even necessarily, like, some forms of Buddhism don't even really believe that, like, the people who achieve nirvana don't really even have sex for procreation purposes. For example,
Hinduism emphasizes a life of celibacy and gives technique to abstain from sex until marriage. So it has a liberal attitude towards sex.
Like,
this is Hinduism. Sorry.
For example,
I don't know what Buddhism's view on sex is.
What's his name?
There's like a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to Buddhistic view on homosexuality specifically, and it looks like they don't really care too much about it, but unless for outside themselves.
Hold on, let me finish. For example, Gautama Buddha had a wife and child that he left to pursue Buddhism.
Dang, how did they feel about that? Like that? Do you think they understood and they were like, "Yeah, all right, whatever you got to do for your spiritual journey," or do you think they were just like, "What the fuck"?
I don't know off the top of my head.
It's the same split between homosexuality. It says relationships between Buddhism and sexual orientation varies by tradition and teachers. According to some scholars, early Buddhism appears to have placed no specific stigma on homosexual relationships since the subject was not mentioned. Buddhism is more likely to accept homosexuality than Confucianism, and marriage is largely considered to be the secular issue within Buddhism. And then there's breakdowns of different types of Buddhists that say yay or nay. It's the same as Hinduism, basically.
Yeah, but I think Buddhists are more accepting than Abrahamics.
I mean,
when we say more accepting,
okay, when you're talking to Abraham, like, are they going to throw you off a building? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one real major sect.
If you're fucking a man in like Saudi Arabia, probably.
Well, that's my point. But like, I assume that's not the case in America. I'm saying they're not going to throw you off a building. You know what I'm saying? So like that has a lot to do with culture more than anything else.
Yeah, I was gonna say it seems like that seems like an individualistic basis, more so like Buddhist. Like, I guess the question is, what is the religion's like script say on it specifically?
I'm not even sure on that because never mind. I'd have to look more into what I'm gonna say. So never mind.
There's different people like Indian Master and Santa elaborated the inappropriate sexual between it, whereas other people largely glossed over it. So like it just really depends. The Dalai Lama has voiced full support for full recognition of human rights for all people, regardless of sexual orientation, while noting that from a Buddhist point of view, lesbian and gay sex is generally considered sexual misconduct. So I don't know.
Right, but don't more like countries that follow Abrahamic laws have stricter laws against homosexuality than
well, it depends on when you say Abrahamic laws. Like both Israel and Palestine have Abrahamic laws. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm saying ones that follow Abrahamic religions have more laws against homosexuality on average than Hinduism and Buddhism.
Buddhism, I mean, I don't know about all, the Dalai Lama seems pretty much that it was considered a he was anti-LGBT, I guess. I mean, he was great about the full rights, but the act itself was considered pretty much where we are today in Christian religion is pretty much where they were, and you know what I'm saying?
Right, like they don't favor it, but they also won't like kill you over it.
Yeah, same as American Jewish or Christian or some religion like
Mhm.
that. But when you're talking about over
Jewish, I see
there,
it. Jewish, I see it a little less with, but Jewish had like really weird concepts surrounding like the existence of transgender people within the Bible.
transgenders is different because that's not a categorization of sex. That's a categorization of people. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
fair enough. I'm just saying, like early Jews had like some weirdly, they had like weirdly liberal laws and like weirdly archaic laws, like very juxtaposed to each other.
But yeah,
Because the Jewish didn't really see like women as subservient by nature was like one of the distinctions, or submissive by nature.
the Jewish people
So,
did.
like, from what I understand, because they have Lilith as like part of their like Garden of Eden story, which
Right, but
Yeah, she was
must have
also
been like a later
condemned
addition.
completely. You
Lilith,
realize that?
Lilith, Lilith wasn't seen as a good guy, Cayden, though.
Yeah, you might
That
have
is
thought
true.
she
She
was
was
good.
cast down as a demon.
You can't be like, oh, there's that demon. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't always think it was interesting that like
Yes, they're condemned heavily.
yes,
Worse than Eve.
But like
she does seem to
Hebrew
be
in
like
general had
condemned.
like what to say in the Talmud? Um
The Talmud.
for yeah, I actually have notes on this here. The Babylonian Talmud, Yervamot 64a through b, Rabbi Yami says, and do y'all know what the Talmud is?
I know it's another like Jewish
Yeah, I know what
script
Talmud is.
that's not like part of the Old Testament.
No,
It does
actually, the
seem like they
Talmud
consider it
is the
holy.
Old Testament, just not
It's
in
the
the
same
same.
thing.
Essentially,
Wait, so why does one have Lilith and the other not have Lilith?
No, so no, you're wrong. You're actually wrong, Josh. The thing you're thinking about is the Torah, not the Talmud.
oh, the Torah. Okay.
The
Oh,
Talmud
okay.
is basically a rabbinistic Jewish text, and it's actually like you have the Torah up here, and second in authority is the Talmud, and it's basically a source of Jewish law and theology. It is written by like multiple rabbis concerning like laws, talking
Okay.
about Jewish
Yeah, I was
culture and
completely
all
wrong.
stuff like that.
But the Torah, yeah, the Torah was the first 5 books of the Bible, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's this idea in the Bible called tumtum. I think I'm probably butchering that word, but
It sounds
it's
familiar. Have
basically
we talked about that?
I posted the mythology theology thing
Oh,
a
okay.
while ago.
Okay.
So Abraham and Sarah, which are really tumtum and infertile, and then miraculously turned into a fertile husband and wife in their old age. Rabbi Ami points to the books of Isaiah 51, 1 through 2, saying that references to look to the rock from where you were hewn and to the hole of the pit where you were dug. Look to Abraham your father and to Sarah who bore you, explains their genitals being uncovered and remade. And there's even words like Zachar is male, Nekava is female, androgynous having both male and female characteristics, tumtum lacking sexual characteristics, element Hama identified female at birth but later naturally developed male characteristics. Steris Hama identified male at birth but later naturally developing female characteristics. And then there's two other words for like them getting it through human intervention as opposed to naturally developing them.
You said this
Which
was
are
Isaiah 52 that mentioned that? Did it point it to?
The words no, those words are more in the Talmud. I don't know exactly where off the top of my head because these are coming from my notes. But like they had general ideas of transgender people and then people changing gender in the Bible due to either like God intervention or such.
Okay, here's the split because I was looking up Shinto.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Shintoism.
And it seems to be, at least historically, initially there was no specific code against it, but at the same time, it had to. Shinto beliefs are diverse. Japanese Shintoism historically did not condemn homosexuality, unlike bestiality and incest. A variety of obscure literary references to same-sex love exist in ancient sources, such as Japanese mythology, but many of these are so subtle as to be unreliable. Additionally, they could be conflated with profuse declarations of affection for friends of the same sex, which were common. Due to Chinese influence of Confucianism and Buddhism, homosexuality was socially discouraged. So it's discouraged, not condemned completely, but
So you're saying there is a chance I can get like a kitsune boyfriend?
I think your boyfriend would have a problem with that, or maybe not. Maybe he'd be
Uh,
like, "Hey,"
maybe he'd join.
or
Probably is
maybe
what
oh,
happened.
but what if he leaves you for him? You don't want that.
Well, we can all be like
Oh,
polyamorous.
it's a
I
He's
throuple.
got.
I looked at my
They've got.
Bible for like 2 seconds, and I looked back up, and you guys were talking about being polyamorous. What happened? What was the shift in conversation?
Stop looking down.
I just wanted to. I was like, Ryan mentioned a Bible like verse, and I was like, okay, let me look at Isaiah 52 and see like what he's referring to. Which all I saw was like about like being uncircumcised and unclean. So
The one I was talking about was. Let me see.
I'm
Isaiah
not.
50,
Don't worry about it. I'm not looking
51.
back down to the Bible. I'm working. I'll focus back on the conversation.
But yeah, it seems any religion just about there's for and against homosexuality. That would be my consensus of most religions. Some are for it, some are against it, some are for it, some are against it, some are. Oh, well, I will say that with the caveat of like, I don't think there's any. Um, I've never heard of any um, Arabic religions being for it. And I'm not saying they're not. I'm just saying I've never heard of any that are being for it. Whereas
I mean, I
Buddhism,
know
Shinto, they all kind of seem for or against based on what teachings you understand and whatnot.
early Arabic religions didn't care for it, but like modern day ones, yeah,
Oh, you mean didn't give a shit about it rather than care for
yeah.
it? Okay. So modern is they would be more or less um
I know Sumerians, for example, although having a family unit was like very much encouraged, there was leeway with that where it's like you could theoretically get somebody pregnant, start a family unit with them while pursuing a homosexual relationship. I need to find more of the source on that though.
that makes sense because that would still be in line with like the whole "go forth and procreate" like proclamation. But it also wouldn't like outright disbar homosexual relationships.
Yeah.
but no, the two main problems is one, I think the any Abrahamic any religion, but any Abrahamic religion both wants procreation to be a big part of sexuality, and I think that's why they push for it. Like even when they were like, largely don't care, but still leaning towards that because that's pretty much seems to be like any even like Judaism, like largely don't care, but still pushing towards heterosexual relationships. And I think
Yeah,
the push is for procreation, which most of those religions do. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
um, but no.
And that seems like the case. Yeah, like
I
for the
think,
most part.
but also I know
The
that
only
there.
exceptions like would really be like Wiccanism and stuff like that, where it seems like those and like some paganisms are like more or less concerned with like procreation as a focus, whereas like Asatruism is more about like fighting and less about like. At least I don't recall anything in like the Have 'em all or Rosetta that was like go forth and have
Sure,
babies.
but I don't know if have them all if there's strict against incest.
Have 'em all. I don't know one way or another.
That's what
I
I'm
don't
looking at right
know
now.
any religion's view on that
That's
actually. I guess.
Oh no, that was sorry, not
What is Christianity's view on that?
on what incest.
Yeah, because like we talked the other day about how like logistically, if Adam and Eve were the first humans and all humans spawned from them, like that had to have been like a factor in there. So would it be like was God like it's okay when they do it and then like banned it later, or does the Bible just never like address that?
It doesn't fully address it. It says not to hurt children, but I don't know if that's the same thing as not to have sex with them because, like anything like
Well, I thought we were talking about incest.
Yeah, not to hurt children, but not necessarily to not have sex with them. That's what I'm saying. You can
Well, it
okay.
doesn't have to be like children.
Okay.
It could just be
The
grown adults. So
right.
So
Well,
like there's
I
overlap.
think I can answer this. So
Okay.
Leviticus specifically sets out rules against homosexuality, although not homosexuality. I meant incest.
incest. I know what you meant.
So the relationships prohibited by Leviticus 18 specifically are one's mother, one's father, one's stepmother, one's paternal or maternal sister, one's paternal sister through one's father's wives, one's daughter, one's granddaughter, a woman and her daughter, a woman and her granddaughter, one's aunt by blood, one's father's brother's wife, one's daughter-in-law, one's brother's wife, and one's wife's sister during one's wife's lifetime, even if since divorce.
Can you put a link to what you're reading in the chat?
Yeah.
It seems like it's very much emphasis on women there. That's kind of strange.
And this is
because
from
they already discard homosexuality. So okay.
Okay, now that's just somebody speculating.
Is that what it says?
No.
Yeah,
okay.
I posted the Wikipedia link inside the chat, and it actually has like the lines where they prohibit each one.
And the Lord spoken to Moses saying,
it's going to be under prohibitive religion.
It says it doesn't deny or condemn it in any way. It doesn't actually talk about it. Norse religion. They're like, we can speculate to if Norse practice cannibalism is incest, you can bet their contemporaries would have used that in their propaganda. They did not, so it's fairly safe to bet they didn't, but that's not true. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Do what?
Wait, say that again, because I didn't even really like.
Somebody's Reddit post was what I was talking about. Was somebody's Reddit post.
Yeah, and that's not like the most reputable source exactly for anything.
Even if the guy is fairly intelligent, you can't make the assumption. You're just making too many assumptions there when you're like, when there's nothing written on it. There's just nothing written on it. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can say is there's nothing written on it. Nothing to condemn it, and nothing to. So I guess it's up to the practitioners or whatever.
Which, given Vikings specifically, I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a thing with them. Just because of like the pillaging and stuff, they weren't exactly like the most reserved sexually.
Whenever I hear somebody on Reddit said, I always think about like this person on Reddit, not person on Reddit. This whenever like AI was first being a thing and Google was rolling it out, somebody Googled how many USB ports does my motherboard have, and the AI responded, the number of USB ports on a motherboard depends on the model, but most have multiple USB headers, typically ranging from 2 to 6 or more. One Reddit user says, "Kill yourself." To find out how many USB ports your computer has.
Okay, that seems. It said Ham saw his father Noah naked. It says Talmud suggests that Ham may have sodomized Noah in more recent times. Some scholars suggest that Ham may have had intercourse with his father's wife. So again, it's just not clear. You know what I'm saying? You can speculate all day, but it's just not clear. But yeah, in Norse religion,
definitely not the impression I got when
apparently, if your odds are true, you can bang who you want.
I mean, yeah, there was like that whole theory that Odin was supposedly like multi-gendered.
Well, they had a different theory on it. Like, if you subjugated yourself as a woman, you therefore were a woman. And that's the way they viewed it, at least generally.
Well, like,
do what?
I know specifically one of the editors points out that Odin practiced specifically womanly magic, which a lot of other people didn't do.
I believe the runes in general were considered like womanly magic, and Odin was like, he didn't give a shit. Odin's Odin. If it gave him power and wisdom and the ability to see the future, he was
because he would eat his small children. So I mean, like, how do we really? You know what I'm saying? If you would eat your child, was it Odin the one that ate his children? Hold on, didn't? Well, I could be wrong. What?
There was like 2 kids that.
No, Cronus did. I know for sure.
Cronus did for sure.
But most of those religions are paralleled.
Yeah, I can agree with that. There's always a storm god fighting a serpent.
There really is. There really is for some reason. It's usually like a thunder specifically, like not even
I'll put it this way:
storms, but they also like specify thunder in most
You can
cases.
name all the gods, and you can do it in Roman, and then you can do it again in Greek, and then you can do it again in Ossetru. So yeah, there's not too many where they vary.
And you know where that lightning god versus serpent came from? The Samaritan.
Probably. What was the name of those gods? Wait, what about Mayans? How old is the Mayan religion? Because people don't really like talk about that one when talking about these kinds of things much.
Oh, I blame Josh for that.
I don't think Josh had like sole
control
over whether or not people bring a bias. Is that right?
Josh hated. Yeah, he hated the Mayans.
You're
not even like
racially.
Right, he just like they.
I don't even have to ask Josh. I know you're putting words in his mouth right now.
About 2000 BC, so about the same time as everything else. Traditional Mayan religion has existed for about over 2 millennia above 2,000 years before Christ, so about the same.
Give or take. 2,000 years. Okay. 2,000 before Christ?
Yeah.
And when was the Old Testament written? That was like further back, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, the very first part of the Old Testament was written before Christ, but
not only that, but like the Old Testament was written out like over probably fucking centuries.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hate when I have to write stuff. I was like, the newest Old Testament, meaning what's the newest of the Old Testament?
Yeah. That's definitely going to confuse Google, though. They're like, what?
What the fuck are you talking about?
You want the whole like Bible? Okay.
Okay, Malachi was the last book, but I don't know if the books are sequential order. So we're going to try to do it by year.
Oh, I agree.
5th century BCE is the. Oh no, they have some. Hold on. Oh, that's the New Testament. Hold on.
You said Mayan was 2,000 before Christ?
The Mayans were 2,000 before Christ.
Oh.
Okay. There's 2,500 years. Let me explain this to you. There's 2,500 years before the Great Flood, and then there's 25 years 2,500 years after. So there's about 5,000 years, and then there's about 7,000 total, give or take 7 to 9, depending on who you ask and what you're. Yeah. So yeah, about 100 BCE was the last of the kind of New Testament. That's Job, Psalms, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes. So about 400 years before, 400 years BCE was Joshua and Esther, and then Genesis through Deuteronomy. So yeah, they kind of are in sequential order for that. I wish the New Testament would have been as sequential. You know what I'm saying? Come on. I guess, because like the last book added was not Revelations.
What was the last book added?
The book of Job. I think it's written like.
Which is funny because chronologically it'd be second place in the Bible. Like after Genesis, chronologically.
No, not the book of Job.
Yeah, it does. It does look like it comes. Actually, what I'm looking at here, it says across the board. Yeah, Job is like. Is it the first one? Is it the very first one for the New Testament?
What, Job?
No, Job's Old Testament.
Yeah, it's Old Testament.
I
mixed it up. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, because it's not. Okay, I see the distinction.
But yeah.
When did New Testament start?
Is it Jude? I don't. Hold on.
There's a Judas, yeah.
No, Jude. I think it is. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, Hebrews, Jude. I think is the last one, and I think it was added in like the 1800s or something, or like 1700s.
Oh, it's Jude as in Judith, not as in Judas.
Why would you assume it was about Judas?
Because he was a major.
He betrayed Jesus. Nobody's giving that fucker his own book in the Bible. That's why there isn't a book of Judas.
Actually,
how to
betray your
before then.
Hold on, there is a book. Hold on. There is a Book of Judas.
Oh, is there? All right,
Yeah.
so it's both.
All right, Cayden, what were you gonna say?
For which one? I don't remember what I was gonna say.
I don't know. I cut you off.
Do you remember the last thing I was saying before I got cut off was?
No.
Me neither. So I guess it's. We'd have to like view back the stream to have like for me to even remember what it was. Oh, it was that Job probably, right? I was asking if it was what is the first New Testament one? Mark, Luther, John,
and that really depends on. I guess it'd be easier just to go in there and get my fucking Bible, but Gospel of Matthew. Matthew is considered the first.
Okay, that's right. So it starts with those four, because those are typically, from what I understand, considered like the biggest Gospels, or like the most crucial.
80 AD, so just after Jesus died. Within 50 years of Jesus dying. You know what I'm saying?
Which one was in
the Book of Matthew?
Oh, it was written shortly after he died. I guess that makes more sense than writing while he was alive, because
nobody written him while he was alive. They wrote the Testaments after he died. Like,
for a while, he was just like some guy, and then they were like, "Oh shit, he's the Son of God." Hold on, take this shit down.
I'm sure people were writing stuff like that. Bitch is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. See, that's what I was figuring. Is like, people were like, "Did you guys see that weird like homeless looking dude who just came over and started washing that horse's feet? Like, what the fuck is up with that guy?" They didn't understand.
Fall of Jerusalem was in 70 AD, so right around there. So, and I'm sure, this wasn't when you had to write a book, you had to write it by hand. There was no it wasn't even a Gutenberg printing press. So they had to transcribe all the books by hand and stuff like that. So it took time. It's not easy, especially if you're doing it from Greek to whatever. And that's the thing is, like, when they pass these things along, they're like, hey, we're going to write this for you in Ethiopian, or we're going to write this for you in, whatever.
Which, I do want to know, like, a little more, like, about, like, the Ethiopian, like, understanding of the Bible. Is it just the same as ours? Is it, like...
Pretty much. I mean, there's...
No, like, they have a lot more... Ethiopian Bible has a lot more...
They have 88 books.
Yeah, they have a lot more books than us.
Oh, yeah. They include the Book of Enoch, Jubilees, and the Book of Maccabees, which sounds a little more like a restaurant.
Catholics do most of this, with the exception of the...
I actually got the pleasure of talking to an Ethiopian Orthodox a couple days ago.
A couple days ago.
Maccabees is also in the Catholic Bible.
Okay. Oh, Maccabees is,
yeah.
That's true.
We had like a really cool conversation on like multiple gods in the Bible and shit like that.
Yeah, because that does come up, but those are like false idols. So, like, the question is, are they even like gods in the traditional sense, or did they only?
They have Ruth too.
Ruth?
They have the Book of Enoch.
Oh yes, that too.
Again, I think they were
Esther, the Book of Esther.
I think they were meant to be gods in the traditional sense, but they were trying to show how much more powerful their own god was. So they had to strike them all down.
My God's got bigger balls than your God. What?
Pretty much, like when the one dude set the altar on fire with like lightning struck it or whatever, or like he just called fire to it. That's basically what that was. He was like, "My God, yep, yeah, we're worshiping the wrong dude. Change your minds now."
Yeah, a lot of these books are in. Sorry.
Book of Judges is basically God getting mad over and over and over that his people keep worshiping other gods.
Yeah.
A lot of these books are in also the Catholic Bible too, so that's what I'm saying. Like when
there's a lot of overlap. Although Book of Enoch specifically is not in the Catholic Bible, I believe. Like
no, it's not.
That's what
it was at one point, but they dismissed it. Or
really, it was at one point.
It's a contentious book because it's not written. The author the authorship of it is in question. It always has been in question. So some do, some don't. But
A prophetic exposition of the 1,000-year reign of the Messiah.
Yeah, they have 73 books in the Catholic Bible, so it's considered more. It's only a few off, which is considerably more than the Protestant Bible. But I guess because none of it really matters. Yeah, there's only 66 books in the Protestant Bible, so
Yeah.
39 Old Testament books and 27.
Which, what do you mean when you say like none of it really matters? Because it seems like to a lot of people it does matter.
The Old Testament doesn't matter in the sense that because there is a New Testament. If you believe in the New Testament, it doesn't matter. If you don't believe in the New Testament, then obviously it matters. But
yeah, I don't see why it doesn't matter because like it's still like a record, right? Like it's
because
still...
the old rules of the old guard didn't matter after. You can assume like whatever Jesus said that subverts anything that's in the Old Testament.
I see what you mean. Like it is kind of just God like changing the rules once he sends down Jesus. Like he's
right.
Like, that was good then, but like I'm doing new shit now. You guys need to follow the new
shit.
This
is the new shit.
So it doesn't matter as far as like rules and like how you should be living.
It's not going to change whether you get into heaven or not. I guess is the way when I said that. You know what I'm saying? Or it's all wrong and we're all going to burn.
But I feel like whatever. That's possible as well.
But you get the point. Like, when I say it doesn't matter, I mean it doesn't matter if the Book of Esther is in there or not, because while it's good to learn from, it's not necessarily.
It's interesting if nothing else, and that's like the same with like the Old Testament stuff. The Old Testament stuff, at least, like it does give like context for some of the stuff in the New Testament, which is why I was saying I feel like that still matters.
But no, so my my position largely doesn't matter. It's like, all right, obviously everybody has an opinion about everything, but my opinion on whether I'm going to eat pork or not is already solidified. It's not going to change. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to stop eating pork. It's just not going to happen. All right. I'm not telling Binks though.
Who the hell is Binks? Jar Jar? You're not telling Jar Jar?
No, he's our pig, Binks.
Oh, that's a cute name for a pig. It's a disgusting name for a Star Wars character, but it's a cute name for a pig.
What? I thought Jar Jar Binks was your favorite.
No, don't ever say that shit again to me, Ryan.
Wow, that's mean. I messed up.
I don't hear.
Don't say shit you
I'm just playing.
Don't say stuff you can't take back, Ryan.
Your favorite character from your favorite series.
Wow. Oh, is that right? Yeah, I'm the world's biggest Star Wars fan, my man.
If he punches you over that line, Ryan, I ain't gonna say a word because I'm gonna be like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was thinking. Cayden knows I'll give him the old 1-2 buckle my shoe. I don't know why I like that phrasing.
It's a funny like sentence, but I don't know how like that's gonna be like threatening. Because like, all right, sure, man, make sure your shoelaces are tied. All right.
Yeah, Cayden, you better make sure my shoelaces are buckled.
I'm not like focusing on your shoelaces. I'm gonna focus on my shoelaces. You can focus on your shoelaces.
All right, that's offensive. Go to your room.
First, I'm here. Second off, that's not offensive.
Good boy.
I just wanted to let you know that our plan did well. We're low. We're back down to minimal subscribers, so people quit. But
really,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're back down to 12 subscribers, which probably aren't going to go anywhere. But I think the thing is, like, once they add you like in, so like when you get them blind like that, and then they don't like your content or whatever, they'll just like delete you or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, what do you think like triggered the deletion of it? Because I figure that like whenever I I just like leave it.
All right. I subscribed to something because I saw a link and then I'm like, yeah, I'm not really interested. And I do that too. So I can't say nothing. You know, I'm like, I'll see a link and then go to it. And then like, yeah, I'm going to add them. And then like, you know what? This sucks, within a few days. And, happens a lot. But
that's all right.
We do have max subscribers if that helps. And they probably won't go away. But it may
suck, but at least I swallow,
Nice.
Whoa. Hey, does your boyfriend swallow?
Probably.
Probably. You don't know?
His boyfriend is like the submissive one in the relationship, so I feel like that makes sense.
He? All right, which one's the bottom?
We're both switches, in all honesty.
Switches.
But like, he's a little more bottom leaning.
Which is so surprising because like, and I don't know if this is like gonna bother you at all, Ryan, to say, but like,
wow,
Gail's personality,
you're really fucking gay, dude.
well, he knows that, like, but like your like personality and his personality are like the opposite of like what that came to in like the relationship, because like Nick seems more like he would be like the top and you seem like you'd be more like the bottom, and it's not really the case.
Yeah, because like he's more stoic than I am.
He's stoic.
I'm more chaotic. And
just because you're bottom doesn't mean you have to be a bitch. He's a bitch.
Well, he's not. He's a switch, but like,
no, Ryan's the bitch. Even if that's what you just said. You said Ryan was the bitch.
Oh no, I said Ryan seemed like he would be, but he wasn't. That was what I said.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. There's a fine line there.
Well, no, he can still seem like it. Ryan, you can be a bitch if you want to.
Don't listen. Sometimes he does want to. That's like the whole.
You don't know.
That's what a switch is. That's what a switch is. Is that not Ryan? Is that not right? Am I wrong on this?
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
Yes, you're definitely wrong. You're definitely wrong on this. We're just assuming that, Cayden, because you're always wrong.
Oh my God, that's
we're going wrong. Okay, not always wrong.
Cayden,
right? That was right there.
Cayden, for example, 1 + 1. This bitch probably thinks it's 2.
Well, damn, you're setting me up for failure in like both directions. So I'm not even gonna answer the question.
I don't know. It depends on what it is. If it's one guy and one girl, it may end up 3.
1 + 1. What?
1 + 1 makes 3 if it's a guy and a girl.
Oh,
guy A fucks girl, B has child
C. Of course. Jesus. Well, no, that math actually did stump me for a second there. That's kind of sad to say.
Yeah, I know. It's a low-level math. It's kind of complicated.
It really was. It's basic biology and basic math, and I was sitting there like, what could possibly be like is he like, I don't know what I thought you were doing. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, bitches be crazy. Damn,
like what?
Yeah, what did you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna ask how we're gonna transition to something else from that, and apparently you already had something for it. So I want to hear what you had to say.
Okay. Well, what I had to say was we're gonna stop bringing up topics because we never stay on those fucking topics. We are like a fucking ADHD.
You say that like it's a bad thing, but like human nature.
I'm sure our audience is like, the fuck are they talking about now?
That's just how conversations go. Like if they go and talk to anybody in their own life, like they're not going to.
That's just how conversations in our family goes.
Is that right?
That's not how.
To be fair, your whole conversation point was let's talk about relationships, and we're talking about relationships.
We are still talking about relationships. We're talking about religious correlations.
We were just talking about No, we weren't even talking about that. We got off that to just about what fucking books were in the Bible.
Okay, you're right. Let's go back to relationships. Okay.
So nope, we ruined it down. Too late.
Oh my heavens!
What am I messing with you, dude?
Yeah, it's working.
Oh my God! Get on the last nerve.
I've only got so many left.
Nerves? You got plenty of them.
What else do we even like? We've talked about like exes and fiancéship and like religious affects on relationships and homosexuality.
Oh, we can talk about the breakdown of relationships in America today, or in the world today, really.
There is like a lot of people purporting a quote unquote male loneliness epidemic, but I feel like those kinds of things are like self-imposed. I don't feel like there's like a real. It's like a non-issue. Yeah, male.
Well, it's an issue because the procreation isn't exceeding replacement rate, but other than that, it's not an issue in like. I don't think it's like if there's a male loneliness problem, there's equally a female loneliness problem.
That's the thing. That's the thing. So it's like it goes both ways. Well, I guess now with like because like there could be like more lesbians now than ever, and if that's the case,
there's not though. Actually, lesbian relationships are less likely than gays because gay relationships last longer.
Okay, well there you go. Maybe the reason for the male lonely because that doesn't make sense. If anything, there should be more girls available for straight men to try to woo. And
yeah, but if
still
they're
like
not trying to woo them, that's what's pissing girls off essentially. Like they're not trying to woo them. They're like, fuck it, you can take me as I am. If you don't like me, kick rocks. And that's kind of the mentality we've bred for the last 25, 30 years. If you take me as I am, if you don't like me, fuck off. For girls, that means, I don't care if I'm a little hefty. If you don't like the fact that I'm fat, well then fuck off. But for guys,
that's fine.
it means if
They
I
shouldn't
don't
have to
fucking
change as
I
like a
don't have to
person
change
for
in
the
any
relationship.
kind of way. Yep.
And
But
I do
it's a
feel
duality
like
there.
Yeah. But there's a duality there, but like one duality is just like, if you don't like the way I look, then like I'll move on to like another relationship, and that's like the
Yeah,
girl's perspective.
but that
For the guy, it's
looks are
like
the defining quality for guys, and stature is the defining quality for girls.
stature, like status.
Stature, like in the community. Like, all right, they like the reason why they like a football player, the reason why they like even a fucking, somebody that's rich, like anything like that. That's stature. That's what they love the rock stars. They love the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear people say that, but I don't feel like that's as big of a thing as like people make it out to be. Because I see plenty of people who are in relationships where like
I mean,
very
it's
clearly the
limited
girl
by
is
the
dated down.
limitations of how many there are. But like, okay, let's say there's 20,000 rock stars, actors, movies, everything that
Mhm.
you would know to be. Those guys get plenty of pussy day to day.
That is true.
Girls
But
lined
so
up,
do
lined up,
like
lined up.
famous women. I
I mean,
imagine it's the same case.
I'm pretty sure Drake's fucking thousands of women. You know what I'm saying?
Is
Let's be
he?
honest. Probably.
Drake's an interesting choice because Drake always seemed like a kind of a cartoonish guy. I don't really take him for like a
Jelly Roll's probably fucking
bad boy.
It's amazing what somebody will do. Did you hear Kim the other day when we were talking about Elon Musk? Damn right she'd fuck him because he's a billionaire.
You're right. She's a pretty good like example against my statement.
Like, and that's the type. Not all girls like that, but the girls that are like that will do it.
Yeah, and then with guys, it doesn't seem like guys focus as much. Well, it seems like guys want girls that aren't like above their own status. Like commonly, like they want to be the higher status in the relationship.
Chicks tend to be bitches about it, so I don't really blame them.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm reading through here's a Drake in a GQ magazine interview, and he reveals how many. Okay, who's dating who? These are all the people that have dated Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Rashida Jones, Keyshawn, Zoe Kravitz, India Love, Pamela Ford, Paloma Ford, Bria Viante, Molon Vuitton, Kylie Jenner, Julia Fox, Naomi Shannon, Haley Karina, Riley Simpson, Chantel Everett, Ice Spice, Gorilla.
Okay, dang.
You get the point. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Dude's getting pussy. Okay, the dude's probably getting pussy every day of the week. He's probably getting his dick sucked before he walks into work. I mean, let's be honest.
He's had almost
Unless
as
he
many
doesn't want it.
relationships as Drake from Drake and Josh have had.
Well, that's my point, though. Like anybody that's fucking, because he's Drake. Or I appreciate it too.
But yeah, that's fair. Like, because I guess the best way to compare that is to then take like one of those women, see how many relationships they've been in.
Why do people assume Drake has slept with every girl he's in the scene in the vicinity with? Because he probably has fucked most of them. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Women are going to be like, okay. I remember back in even the days of like Motley Crue and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? They were like, hey, I'm fucking girl. They were fucking girls. Like they tell stories where they take 20 fucking
that's kind of
those what's called girls groupies and just go fucking rail them every night. You know
yeah, that is true. That's a huge thing with like rock stars, and that's like there's a lot of rock songs about it. Pour Some Sugar on Me by like Def Leppard.
Yeah,
is I'm pretty sure just about like sex with groupies.
Sure. You know what I'm saying? Even people that are like fucking somebody like fat and ugly and old like Jerry Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
I bet Ozzy got his dick sucked the day before he died. I'll put it to you like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Ozzy probably, definitely.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would say definitely. I can only say probably because we don't have any way to fully confirm that. But
probably, you get the point.
I think
like,
we can assume that, yeah.
I don't think it suddenly stopped for him, even though he was set almost 80 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Because he was already still like a big name, and he was still rich, and so like there would be some women who go for that.
Even if it was somebody in their 50s or 40s, be like, oh, I'm gonna go bang Ozzy. Like, look at all the girls around here. How many of them would fuck Mr. What's his name? Johnny Depp. and he's almost 70.
Yeah, Johnny Depp especially. He's like a
he's a nobody. But you get my point, though. Like, yeah, there's no short supply of it. Now, on the other end, the Lawrences of the world aren't getting any sex. You know what I'm saying? They're just not getting sex.
I don't know. I don't know, because then there's Chris Chan, who has, I believe. No, never mind. I forgot the context behind that. That was a terrible example. Never mind. No, you got. I think you're right then.
Oh. I don't know how much kind of pussy Justin Bieber got, but it's probably a lot.
Oh yeah.
Plus,
girls went crazy over him when he was when he first came out.
I'd say Christian is more infamous than famous.
Yeah, he's infamous for one.
Christian who?
Chris Chan. It's
Chris Chan. Okay.
Yes.
Because he's kind of Christian. Lolcows aren't like. I don't think there's many lolcows that are rich.
Chris Chan, if he had started a YouTube channel with how many subscribers and stuff he would have had, he probably could have been rich off of what he was already doing. But he didn't send it to YouTube. He sent it to where did he send it to?
I think just general internet. I forgot now.
Like Reddit or something.
Out in the ether. No, I don't know.
I don't know. He's a old internet lolcow. I think it was YouTube, but before YouTube was really monetizing.
You have any touch of fame, like girls are gonna start throwing themselves at you. Okay, but if you're like Lawrence, the only third person I ever know he had sex with was his mother, and that was it.
Did he actually?
Jamie claims it, and she said she was there. So, she was living with Matt at the time and was living with Lawrence South. So, probabilities.
That's sad.
Yeah, she said every time they get drunk, they'd brag about it. But
what? That's a strange thing to one do and then two brag about.
I don't think they cared. They were alcoholic drug addicts. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I don't know.
But the point is that yes, he's low end. Yes, he probably would never have gotten laid if it wasn't for his mama. But even he got laid. But however weird and fucked up that is, the point is that he's
not competing with somebody like Ozzy Osbourne. Is
sure
the bottom line there.
Even somebody that's attractive like me or Mike or something that they can get a woman, you know what I'm saying, or get a man or whatever, you know what I'm saying. But there are people like in the bottom 40%. They just don't never get laid. Nobody ever sleeps with them. Those are the lonely men they're talking about. It's true for women. You know what I'm saying? Like women can get sex early on if they're fat and stuff, but later when they're in 50s and 60s, ain't no guy sleeping with them. You know what I'm saying? Even girls that are 40 now.
Yeah. Okay. Girls aren't exactly like the biggest demographic for men on average. It seems like.
And then if the guys are sleeping with them, they ain't telling nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. women will always be used for some pussy, but they're not going to be getting into. So the loneliness still exists. Yeah, yes, you could sleep with somebody, but that's about as far as it goes. Any crack whore can sleep with somebody, but ain't nobody betting marrying that girl. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the point is that anyway. The point is that with things like that, the loneliness epidemic it's a two-way street. It's probably skewed a little bit more. I'd say 50% men are lonely and 40% of women are lonely, but it's marginal. I mean, it's not because there are some women that are willing to be side chicks and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Which I guess could also be another thing that could lead towards the perceived loneliness epidemic is in cases like the Amish and stuff where they do have more than one girl. There is a multiple girl to guy ratio in that situation.
Sure. Oh well, yes, the Amish may be like that. I don't know, and they might be having it too. I don't know.
They might be. There's no telling. They don't really like hop on
but there ain't gonna be no book about it.
Next Riverside stream. Next Riverside stream, Amish dating show.
Oh, I would totally invite Amish people on here if I could get Amish people on here. But the problem is they don't have technology, so
you'd have to teach them how to use the computer.
You could probably get an ex-Amish.
An ex-Amish, yeah, but they would already have a skewed thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they are mad at the Amish and they want to say something bad about it. I'd like to get an actual Amish person on there. That way I could but they won't interface with technology, which is probably smart on their part because what they still have. I was thinking, all this drama and trauma that we have as a that I think is like 40% of the population. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's all caused by your parents still have pictures when you did dumb shit when you were kids, whereas my parents don't have that. You know what I'm saying?
That's a part of it. That's a part of it for sure.
Like people are still laughing at you about that.
I feel like it's also like the fact that you can like learn so much about other people's lives without being a part of their life, like is like a big thing with technology that leads towards that kind of thing as well.
Well, that was always true, though. I mean, you could like in any community, you could like I used to know everything about everybody in this community. I know less now than I did. Oh yeah, you know everybody and all the gossip and all the shit and stuff that went on and who fucked who, who did what.
That stuff would still go around, but it would go around at like a local level. So like the things that are like rarer.
Yeah,
like
but you were only privy to the local level, so it didn't really matter. Like, you know what I'm saying? You were like you were kind of batched into your own community, so it really didn't matter whether that community got larger and the expansiveness of it got larger. It was still scalable. You know what I'm saying?
I think I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Ryan, he didn't have a clue. Tell him you don't have a clue.
It's local. It's local. There's
Baby,
a different scale. That's like the synopsis.
But no, like I said, so when we're talking about that, but there's a breeding epidemic certainly, and there is a relationships are far more short term now. Yeah, 5 years.
Like
unless you beat your wife, then for some reason the relationships are really long. So
well, that's just maybe something fear. I feel like at that point.
Yes, but don't you think that I treat you good, therefore you stay with me less time than if I treat you bad? Why would I want to treat you good? And I'm not saying you have to beat them, but I think guys are starting to say, fuck it, it's not worth it. Why treat her good if she's just going to leave 3 years earlier than if I just was smacking the fuck out of her, like in the whole logic behind it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I guess like the deterrent there should be the fact that you don't want to smack her, but that's not.
You may not want to smack her, but the logic is that why should I treat her good? Why should I treat her, not abusing her or beating her, but why should I even treat her any way at all? Because she's just going to leave in 5 years versus if I don't treat her good,
you wouldn't know until like you get into the relationship. Like, even if we say on average, like you don't know that like she's going to leave you if you're good to her.
Well, considering
like why leave with like the?
I mean, if you don't know that, then it's not a relationship worth getting into, anyways.
If you don't know that, it'll be. Well, no relationship's worth getting into if you don't like. If you're going off of the idea of like you don't know that they would stay with you for a long term, then you wouldn't have any relationships because that just sounds like a defeatist like approach.
Well, no, that's why there's no more marriages, and marriages are declining. They're like, look, divorce rates are going down. They're going down because marriage rates are going down. I mean, they are. Like half the population isn't married now. They all have kids. They all spend their lives, but they do not have the marriage anymore because that at least cuts one thing off the risk factor. You don't have to worry about alimony. You don't have to worry about things like that. In states that, I mean, obviously there are states where there's common law marriage and stuff like that. But even those relationships are used to, I think 7 years was what common law marriage was on average. But most people don't even stay in 7 years, so it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Like the common law factor. It really is becoming less and less of an issue. But yeah, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like when the stay together rate used to be around 80%, it made for a healthier society. When the staying together rate is now at what, 45%?
Does it? Because I also hear about people like having parents that are in unhappy marriages, and if like you're staying with them, just
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the factors of things. Okay, like, all right, I think that sometimes if you can't leave, you tend to make a better marriage because you're stuck with them. You tend to make a better marriage. Like,
you better make a better marriage than no marriage, but it'd still not be like a above average like marriage. Okay. That wouldn't be like a happy preferred marriage in that sense.
They're point out to me a happy. Let me see one. A happy marriage is always happy.
A happy marriage?
Yeah.
Okay, define always happy.
That's what you're claiming as. You're saying if the marriage isn't always happy, then
I didn't say like always happy. I'm talking about like overall happy versus overall unhappy. Like if it's overall unhappy,
your happiness level changes. Your happiness level changes moment to moment, years of your life. Like you'll have good years and bad years and all kinds of stuff factors in there.
Okay, yeah,
but if the minute you break the relationship is because you had a bad year, then there's no more relationship to go on, and that's why relationships usually about 5 years is when people are fed up with each other. And maybe that's the way it should be. And I'm not saying
that's probably like the range where like they start to know each other more and they like there's no like performativeness to it. Because like relationships start out, people are very performative like early on in their relationships.
Cayden, sorry, Cayden. I mean,
I
Ryan.
mean, I'll answer the
question. Ryan, you might, but you wouldn't know the answer. Ryan, what's your longest relationship?
Oof.
You don't have to be a marriage. You can just be a relationship. I don't.
Well, I haven't gotten married yet. I hope.
Like as far as you're aware.
Probably like 6 years with the current one.
Okay, well then that's good. No, that's on par with normal marriages for your age. You know what I'm saying? Like, same with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for girls, that isn't the case. Like, all right, I had a relationship with Stacy and it lasted 6 years. I had a relationship with Jamie, and it's on the 6th year, and I've had a relationship with Kim that's lasted 13 years. All right, and I treated them both fairly well. Enough that the other two wish that they were still with me because the relationships they got since after that really suck.
Well, there you go. There's your benefit for being good to them in the relationship as opposed to bad to them in the relationship is you still maintaining like connection with them after the fact. So you didn't lose them entirely.
Yeah, but that's not. I mean, what does that matter?
I mean,
you love. Okay,
12 years.
You can be friends. Well, you can be friends with people all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you have a lot of female friends, or not a lot, but some female friends, and those female friends will keep you in their friend zone forever. But just means that you're a resource.
Okay. I mean, like I think once you've already like had a relationship with them, are you and you break up and you guys stay in touch? At that point, are you just a resource?
I would say so. Like Kim Ryan, everybody's fucking up. Even Stacy, yeah, they hit me up for stuff. Usually they use my children as a way to sway it, but you know what I'm saying? Yes, there's no argument that they.
So there's like no way that a girl could break up with a guy and then just like be friends for the sake of being friends.
No, I didn't say that's not the case. What I said was,
what you said was you're just a resource at that point.
You are just a resource.
If they're friends with you just to be friends, like the natural like result of that is going to be people asking each other to like do favors for each other to hang out in some capacity.
I mean, I don't understand what, like, we're not talking about hanging out. We're talking about can I borrow? Can I use? Can I? Not, hey, let's go out to, get All right, Brian, how many of your exes are you friends with that you actually go out and do stuff with?
Two.
Two. Okay. All right. And both of your, I bet when y'all go, it's a fair balance of who pays, who does stuff, or some sort of, even if one person pays more than the other, there's something mutual you're getting out of the relationship, right?
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
All right. And that's because his relationships are men. If they were women need men in a really big way, whether they recognize it or not. They need.
Real quick, Ryan, has Zoe ever asked you for anything after they all broke up? Because as far I can't recall any instance of that.
Like favors, we don't really like go out, but we've given each other like presents and stuff like that before.
Okay, but like that wasn't her like asking you for a present and then not like reciprocating. That's like mutual like friendship.
Yeah. It's just like I gave her a present. Right. She didn't ask me to give her a present. I just gave it to her just because.
Right. But would you say that it's swayed you give more than she does? Even if it's balanced in a way. But, okay. So every time it's gift for gift?
Okay. I guess not. But, like, it's also a factor of, like.
Hey, I have exes. I'm literally. I understand. But I was just saying, isn't. Okay, go ahead.
Let me finish. But it isn't a factor of like she's asking me for this shit. I just give her it because she's my friend and I want her to be happy. But same with Cayden. Like Cayden.
But you really do. I don't give gifts. I'm really bad about that. I struggle with like figuring out what giving me a good gift.
It's just like
I don't mean to be. And
it's just like it is. I don't mind him not giving me anything back. I give him the gift because I like him and want him to know I appreciate with him, and I already know he appreciates me.
Yeah, but that like sentiment, I don't know. That does make me feel like a little bad about like not giving gifts. I mean, I guess I give you games on occasion, but like that's pretty much the extent of that.
But yeah, like I said, there's a nature, a general nature.
Sorry.
There's a general nature of women to need men, and that is what I provide for even my exes and stuff like that. It's always some point where I'm giving in to something they need. It's never me saying, "Hey Kim, why don't you take me out to McDonald's?" or "Hey Stacy, why don't you buy me?" It seems that it's never that, but it is Kim saying, "Hey, can I please have some pack of cigarettes, or can I do this, or can I do that?" It's always an ask. Same with Stacy. She's a lot of times she'll manipulate children. She's like, "Well, why don't you do it for your son?" I'm like, "What does my son need? Fucking money for you to go to the hair salon?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But I have children, so it's a little more manipulative. Go ahead.
Before we go too far, I did want to bring back to Ryan or something Ryan said earlier, because it does kind of lean towards like the argument you're making, which is Ryan. So like you did concede that like you give Zoe more gifts than she gives you.
Yeah, but like it's also a case like that's a majority of my friends. I'll give them gifts. They don't really give anything back. I don't expect them to give anything back.
Right. You just use him. That's what he's saying. You should go out and buy Ryan. No, you should go out tomorrow and buy Ryan a fucking gift. So
I'm going to FurCon with Ryan, and that was Ryan's idea. I'll get some gifts from there.
I just don't expect gifts in return. Like I just don't think it's like
that's the thing. And I guess I do give like my physical friends gifts, but it's usually just like I'm the one who like pays for dinner on most occasions, because like I know that they don't have like they don't get money as much as I do. Yeah,
they don't have money.
Yeah,
and that's for sure.
They hit rough patches more often than I do.
And that's kind of the same reason I do. That's kind of the same reason I do it, just because like I'm just very blessed to be in the position I'm in. Honestly,
even Damien, he gets swayed a lot by. Do you remember what's her name asking Damien for money and stuff? Yeah, you remember that?
No, what? I don't.
This was a long time ago. This was like right around he's 18.
Because I can think of which girlfriend that is. I can't remember her name, but she's like the heavier lady that he was dating for a bit, right?
Yeah.
I didn't know about her asking him a bunch for money, and that's unfortunate because Damien is the kind of person that would like.
And she will ask more and more. Okay, here's a fine example. Particularly, and this is not just something exclusive to gender, but it is exclusive to, okay, what I refer to as what we refer to as takers and givers. Okay. Yeah. And in the grand scheme of things, there's a lot more female takers than there are givers. All right. Women won't date guys that make less money than them on average. They won't. Yeah. Doesn't matter if they make, okay, say I make $250,000 a year and they make $1 million a year. They're not going to be satisfied with the relationship, but they have to date down. They consider that dating down. They won't date down. Whereas a guy, if he has $1 million, he don't care about dating a fucking girl that works at Taco Bell.
That's true.
Guy relationships are not the same.
Like what I've seen so far.
Ryan, do you make considerably more than your partner does?
Yeah, my partner's going through school right now, so like they don't really make money at all.
Okay. Do you give a shit that you're doing that?
Not really.
Right. Because guys aren't the same as girls. They're really not in that aspect. All right, like Cayden, you would date anybody. Like you wouldn't date anybody, but anybody you would date, you wouldn't care that they had money.
Yeah,
it's just not a factor.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
Women. It is a factor. All right, if you're a girl working at, say Arby's, you really don't want to date. You're usually not dating somebody that works at that same Arby's, or somebody. Very rarely are you.
Do you feel like that's a problem that should be addressed? Is like people should.
I don't think it should be addressed at all. I just think that's the way it is.
The way it is.
I mean, I don't care. It's up to them.
The thing is, like now that
men are just not going to care, women are always going to care.
That system made sense. Like at a time where like it was exclusively like men that were working for like the nuclear family like situation, but now where both sides are working, like it makes sense for the guy to give more to some degree just because the fact that like,
they still want more even now. Girls are not too many people still to this day are going on 50-50 dates. There ain't a lot of them, and girls aren't wanting that. Even though even the screamingest feminist still wants the guy to pay. Like, I don't care if you're that. Yeah, it does.
So I remember the whole like the 3 6s of dating, which was like 6 foot tall,
6 foot, 6-pack abs,
figure, 6 abs.
That's figures.
Right, 6-pack. Yeah. That's right.
6 6.
That was a big thing for a while for online dating.
It's still it's just a truism though. women are always going to want to date guys that are not always want to, but generally want to date somebody that's taller than them. Very rarely will a girl date a guy that's shorter than them. Now they may not be like he's 5'11", but he's okay because he does this, and so that makes it up.
Which finding a girl, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I want to
find a girl that's 5'2" that's dating a 4'9" guy. That ain't happening too much. Go ahead.
There are some girls that are like unusually tall, so it has to happen to some degree.
No, but they just find somebody that's taller than them.
You think so?
Sure. Just like when we're talking about CEOs, like nearly 60% of CEOs are over 6 feet, even though it's only 14% of the population.
Didn't China date Mark Henry for a while? Or was
yeah,
that just for
a
show?
Celebrity. Yeah, I don't care if it's true or not.
Fair.
Somebody that's got celebrity status can make up for their shortness and height, or because they're really good looking. You know, like, yes, they'll date that 5'5" Italian guy because he's a fucking mafia boss, you know what I'm saying? Because he's got danger on his side. He's got, all these factors that women will factor in. They don't care if they're taller or not because, Tom Cruise is short. That's a fine example. He's like 5'7" or something. He's really short. And that's him with lifts. So he's probably closer to 5'5". But, yeah, all his movies he wears like lifts and shit, so he's taller. Tom Cruise is on average really short.
Which is like, it is surprising for some reason that he is short. I guess because like when you think of that, like you just assume that they're
he's
like,
5'7", but he's fucking Tom Cruise, so people can overlook the fact that he's 5'7".
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because she gets to suck Tom Cruise's dick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
with the celebrity stuff, it does seem like that there's like a bragging right like aspect to that.
Yeah, she's not gonna leave. Somebody's dating him. Like, okay, date. I think was his name. Not Elon Musk. The other one, the other bigwig, Amazon.
Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos. I think he's like 5'6" or 5'7", but he's a 5'7" billionaire. So, you know what I'm saying, like,
yeah,
of course they're gonna.
There's definitely gonna be like an appeal to a large demographic just on that.
Sure, yeah, he's 5'7".
Like if you want a relationship and money is like the big thing for you, Jeff Bezos is like the lottery.
Right. Bill Gates is 5'10", but he still can get pussy because he's a billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there are other factors that matter in it, but 5'7" is really short. But when you're 5'7" Tom Cruise and you're really good looking, or 5'7" and you're fucking Bezos is really ugly, but it doesn't matter because you're 5'7" and you got $1 billion. Girls are gonna want to suck your dick, marry you. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds right. I mean, that makes sense. I don't know, but like, how often do those relationships last? Because we also look at like Drake goes through a bunch of relationships. Bezos went through a bunch of relationships. Trump's gone through a number. How many?
Yeah, because he's a billionaire. He's had 3.
But that's the thing. Those relationships
3 official and 3 marriages,
either.
but do what?
Those relationships don't last either. Is the thing. So like, even if the girl like goes in for that early on, the other factors like must play some role like partway into the relationship for them to split up later.
Sure, but I think that's him doing it. He's like, yeah, I'm done with her. I'm done with her. I know it was the case with Amber Heard. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hold on, because with Elon Musk, it seemed like it was usually the girls that broke off from him in relationships. But let me double check that before I say that. We did look up Justine Musk to Lula Riley. They divorced twice apparently.
Yeah, apparently she married him more than once.
Wow, they got like right back together the next year after they divorced the first time too.
Of course,
no
matter how you look at it, he still has $1 billion. She's like, I know this guy's a tool, but he's a rich tool. So.
I tried to look up why did Elon and Justine break up, and the first result was why did Elon and Trump break up? Justine divorced him due to an imbalanced dynamic where she felt like a trophy wife and an employee rather than an equal partner, experiencing his dismissiveness. Okay, so she was the one who initiated the breakup there, it looked like.
The first time or the second time?
Well, that one's not the 2 cases.
Oh, okay.
That was... Unless they also had like...
But even if so, like, I don't necessarily, like, if she's like, hey, I don't want to be with that guy because he's going to treat me like an employee, I think he treats all his wives like employees. You know that going in.
Well, but she didn't, apparently.
She married, not her, but the other girl married her twice, so she definitely knew going in. She still chose it. And she chose it for for the same reason, because he had a shit ton of money.
Due to immense pressures of his work schedule and differing life expectations, with Riley citing irreconcilable differences as they struggled to balance his career obsession with her.
And a lot of those girls, they also just want to get knocked up by him, so they guaranteed that money for life because he puts out fucking a shit ton of money for his kids and stuff like that, you know?
Well, Tallulah divorced twice, and it doesn't look like they got to like any kind of child having stage, and she was with him for a total of 3,
8 years.
6, 7 years. Yeah, 7, 8
Just 8
years.
months, yeah. But he was married to Grimes for 4 years, and then, you know what I'm saying, like, he married Tula Riley twice too.
Mm. And there are a couple of them that did end up having kids with him, but with Tallulah and Amber Heard, those two did not have kids with him. So
yeah, but my point is that Amber, well, I'm sure she wanted to get knocked up. She did because you know that's like a fucking meal ticket. He pays ass tons in child support. Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying?
well, like Tallulah had two opportunities to and still didn't. So
right.
I don't imagine that we can assume that
if you get knocked up, sorry, if you got knocked up by somebody that works at fucking Safeway, you ain't getting much in child support. You get knocked up by Elon Musk, you're gonna make bank.
Yes.
But
with those two women, that clearly wasn't or didn't seem to be a factor.
50 Cent or something? P Diddy, one of them, pay $50,000 a month in child support. That's banging money. You know what I'm saying. You get the point, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. But these are exceptions, not the rules. How many people are billionaires in America? You know, what, maybe.
That's the thing is, like with Elon Musk alone, like almost half are exceptions and not the rules. So at that point, it just seems like it's 50-50.
Because he's the exception. You know what I'm saying? He is the exception. Like, even though he's a total tool, girl married him twice. Even though he's a fucking asshole, girl married him anyway. Even though and that one X factor is that he's tall and he has $1 billion at his disposal.
We also talked about like impoverished families the other day and like how many kids
that's
they
a
have.
different situation, and that their relationships tend to last at least somewhat longer than, like, say, a celebrity relationship. Celebrity relationships is sagged.
But if they're considered like poor and impoverished households, and the guy also isn't making much money, so I don't know. Maybe he's tall and like has abs, but not really. Not with like a lot of the cases we had out in like the land that I can think of. So I don't feel like that's as much the case as people make it out to be. It is like still like it's more common with women than men.
What's not
the idea that it's like their goal for a relationship just boils down to money or status or anything like that.
Their goal is if they had everything the way they wanted, they would have that guy. You know that's like she would want Elon Musk to be nice to her because he has $1 billion and he is 6 feet tall and he is all those factors. He's just not nice to her because he is all those factors and he doesn't have to. And guess what?
And that was the factor that broke it off.
Do what?
Well, I guess you did also say like that once she had the kids, that might have just been like a meal ticket. But that seems like the factors that broke it off. So those factors do matter more than the other factors, ultimately, it seems.
They do, but we're not talking about longevity of relationships. We're talking about just getting in the relationship. Elon Musk has a new girlfriend no matter what.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That does boil down to status and
so
and
he doesn't have to pander to anything. The girl wants him to pander, but he does it, and they do break it off. He's like, fuck it, I'll get a new girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that he doesn't have a string of long of relationships like that, but it ain't going to hurt him in any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? And Texas has a cap on how much child support you can pay. So even that, I mean, like, granted, it's a lot, but, you know, it's not like he's having to pay out billions of dollars in child support. He's paying out fucking hefty, probably $250,000 a year. That's guaranteed $250,000 a year no matter what. You know, so by the end, your kid's worth fucking $10 billion, you know what I'm saying, in a 20-year period. You know what I'm saying? But the point is that, plus he pays for all the colleges and everything like that. It's guaranteed that your kid will be set up for life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the factors that matter in a relationship like that is, like I said, and there are factors like, okay, Lawrence is a really tall guy, but everything else he has going against him, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
he's ugly,
I don't know.
He's bald. He's fat. He doesn't work. He, do what?
I feel like he could have like worked on those things more.
He could have. He could have got his body in better shape and cut his hair in a decent thing and wore decent clothes and not
even with those. Like, I see people that look exactly like him that end up in relationships like perfectly fine.
If Matt had a relationship,
I think confidence is like the biggest thing there for
the only difference between Matt and Lawrence is fat. That's the difference between Matt and Lawrence. Is, you know, Matt is a little, now granted he's really low tier and doesn't get a lot of girls, but he got some girls in his life. Now their third brother who's happily married out in Texas with some girl.
Oh yeah,
Probably
I didn't even know about a third brother. Cause like when you mentioned Matt and said he was the brother, I was like, oh yeah, I know who that is. But like the third brother, I didn't know anything about.
Yeah, because he's successful. He's on his own. He doesn't have to call him back to mommy. All those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was begging my mom, maybe it's like me. Like, you know, I'm not rich, but I don't have to fucking live under my mom's roof, which is a big, you know, thing that girls like, is not to have to live under your fucking mom's roof. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Especially for the sake of a relationship, because some privacy is kind of like mandatory to fully like appreciate
and
a
nobody
relationship.
wants to fucking, you know, and usually they can't stand the mother-in-laws anyway. Ryan, do you live alone or do you live in an apartment? Do you share an apartment?
I live with my parents.
Okay.
To help and take care of my sick dad.
No. I wasn't. I was just asking if you lived on your own or if you lived like shared residence. But either way, it doesn't matter to your boyfriend that you live with your parents. You know what I'm saying? Versus a girl who absolutely would matter. The first thing she would try to do, even if she got with you, is shift you out of the house.
Oh yeah.
Even Jamie will tell you that. Even Kim will tell you that. Nobody likes living with somebody's parents like that. As a general rule, you know what I'm saying?
That's true. And that's just true in general, because like nobody wants to live in their parents' like house or stay in their parents' house like to begin with, and then so even like a guy who's looking to date a girl, if the girl has like a place of her own, like a guy I imagine would be fine with that as long as it's not like with her parents.
Okay. There's the dating room. Actually, I'm going to make y'all watch a couple of those videos. The ones I was been trying to get you to watch, but you just won't watch. So now you're going to have to watch them on screen. They're only like 3 minutes long or something. So,
let me hit the restroom real quick before we do that.
Okay. So it gives me time to bring them up anyway.
Okay. And I don't know if my internet's gonna like drop in a minute, but like
of course it is. I brought something out and you're gonna fucking use excuses like that.
I want to see it, like, but like literally just now, like your screen froze. I was sitting here like still talking, and like neither you or
maybe you talk less, it would have to process so much audio.
You're right. Let's have a debate based like stream where we don't talk or only one side talks.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
I bet you are. I'll be right back.
I don't mind hearing myself talk. No. I try to get Ryan's opinion piped in there, and you won't shut up.
Dating thing, you haven't told me about that.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a guy called Home Math. He actually breaks it down into relationship dynamics. It's not just dating, but largely it's part of dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, why people work on certain levels. He's actually a really brilliant guy. But yeah, it's called Home Math. Okay. Waiting on Cayden to get back. Always, you know, so we're always waiting on him.
What if I'm waiting on you instead?
Oh, that's a thing too. It's less of a thing.
I'm waiting on you for you to start the video.
Oh, yeah, I can't start until he comes in here.
You can, you just won't.
Won't what?
I could start the video without you, but the whole point was to get him to watch him.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear it?
Yep, it's coming through.
How do I know how attractive I am? It's the #1 question I get since starting the channel. I'm going to give you 2 rules to find out, but first let me explain. This is my how attractive diagram. It's new. I included a guy and a girl evaluating themselves and each other according to the standard female delusion chart. It's based on examples of relationships and the power dynamics that structure them, so you can get a sense of how people assess their own value and trade it with others. Basically, what is this person giving to their partner or target partner, and what are they getting in return? This is what I think we should all be shooting for, perfect 50-50, and also admitting that we are average. I included the attractiveness bell curve with the not people zone built in. That is why most guys don't get attention. That's why there's a second average here. That's Ryan Gosling. That's the average of the men that count as people. I included the ways that we evaluate each other. There are things that everyone likes or doesn't like. There are things that people usually like and don't like. And then there are personal preferences and then a reminder of how to use them. And finally, a reminder that not everyone has the same opinion. I've gotten this from up here, and I have gotten this from down here. I depicted a variety of relationships. This is an Elon Musk, Andrew Tate type situation. He has a lot of money and power, and so he doesn't have to put in much effort. Here's an example from an old video I made. She doesn't want none of that unless you're attractive. She says, "Don't catcall me unless you're a 7, by which she means 9. This is a relationship I was in. That is a picture of me when I was good. I spent some time with somebody who I liked, but there was a large attractiveness difference, and so she tolerated a lot from me. Here again is what most people should be shooting for, on the same level, each putting in half. Here's another example from my TikTok. He was in a relationship with someone who wasn't putting in anything. As you can see, it does not matter how hard he works, she wasn't ever going to change. And finally, at the bottom, I have a reminder that it doesn't always have to be 50-50. As long as everyone is happy with the situation, somebody who is maybe of a little lower value can put in more, and someone else of a little higher value can put in less, and it can work out. You can do something like this if you're okay with it. And if you're not okay with doing something like this, then you have to just not do it anymore. So basically, this would be what someone perceives about their value and then how much work they're willing to put in for what they perceive about their partner's value. Sometimes people will say something like, "I know a guy who's a 2 who has a girl that's a 9, and that's not true. It's just that she perceives something in him that equalizes the value transfer. So people don't have a value. They have a perceived value, and everyone perceives it differently, and how attractive you are is the average of how you are perceived. It's not all looks." I once said that I know where I am with women, but not with each woman. I've gotten, again, a variety of responses. That can make it hard to tell where you are, and that's why you have to pay attention to feedback. When I started getting in shape, I noticed that more women would smile at me, and they would pretend to be helpless, so I would do things for them, and then they would look at me on the street. And I never made it up here, but some people do. So I think I'm here right now because these things have slowed down for me. So I was here when I was young, and then I put in effort, and everything changed. And then, time. Some women still like me a lot, but they have to get to know me first, which equalizes attraction. So that's feedback, for men anyway. For women, it's different, but you have to pay attention to the feedback you get, and then look at what kind of person you're getting it from to know where you are. And yes, nothing is a kind of feedback, so if you're getting nothing, that is an answer. But there are things you can do about that. You can self-improve, and you can get to know people. A lot of guys just go after strange women forever, and they're like, why is it not working? It's because you're here when they don't know you, and you're here when they do know you. So once you get your feedback, identify who you're getting it from. When I got these looks on the street, they were from women in this range, which fits this model. And when I asked women for a number, they told me 8. It all kind of fit together. Let's talk about why this is difficult. Talking about it.
Okay, so on this first part of the video, Cayden, were you falling asleep?
No, I'm watching. I was gonna say, like, he already said something that kind of like just lines up like why I don't feel like all this really even matters. One is because like his diagram is entirely anecdotal, so like, it always is like whether or not people agree with like those ideas of how those relationships work. It's always gonna be like anecdotal based on like their own relationships or how they perceive their own relationships. But the other thing is like he even built in like kind of a catch-22 failsafe where like everybody is different. Like that metric, like even if you want to say it's by average, if you don't want like to work by that metric,
that's what we're talking about, by average. If you okay, say okay.
I would say I've seen each of these examples of what he's talking about, and it does seem like
say Ryan's a 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you're an 8 and I'm a 6.
Okay.
Now that's our just sheerly on looks, numerical value. If we go on to a dating app, he's going to get the most, you're going to get the second most, I'm going to get the third least.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, if you factor in that I'm a billionaire,
you're probably going to get the most of that.
You're a millionaire, and Ryan is scrambling for fucking Raymond, the dynamic can shift.
Raymond?
Ramen.
Okay. I didn't understand that first. But, like, what the guy from the video game, Rayman?
Right. Like,
okay, but I see what you're saying.
Now,
like Persona.
Hey, I made you a 10. Hush. In this scenario, I made you a 10. So, but if he's trying to eat Raymond, she's gonna probably pick the 8 or the 6 because of the money value. I'm a billionaire at 6. That's what Elon Musk. He's a billionaire at maybe 5.
Yeah.
But he's a billionaire. Jeff Bezos is probably a 3, but he's a billionaire.
See, that's from like a dating app though, and that's like a dating app. Like you just read their bio, you see pictures of them, and then you like swipe based on that, and that leads to the date. So like that all like is removed from like the personality aspect.
Oh, nobody cares about personality.
Not on first appearance, if you're dating a stranger, but like he even brought up like familiarity versus like unfamiliarity.
Yeah, but you don't even get to that stage. Most people do not even get to the personality stage. And even if they do, it's a very weak connection, and usually the relationship breaks really early. All right. If she's not extremely attracted to you at the time that you get together, chances are she's never going to be extremely attracted to you, even if you have other qualities. Now, things like billionaire can change that a little bit because it's so extreme. Or chances like I got a 12-inch cock, or whatever the fucking caveat is, but it's going to have to be extreme caveat. It's like, be like, hey, I'm a 5 with a 5-inch cock, and I got 5-pack abs. No, I'm just kidding. Like normal flat stomach, but not no abs.
I didn't even register that first 5-pack.
But I'm a 5, and I'm completely average, which means the girl, I'm not even a person. Like she doesn't even recognize me as a person, and that's how you end up getting in the friend zone. One of the things he explains is, go ahead 1 second.
Attraction is emotional. Some people just don't see the feedback. Some people don't want to admit that they're average, and some people are just delusional. You can say you're a 10 until you believe it, but you cannot say you're a 10 until I believe it.
Scale of 1 to 10.
A fat fucking 10.
In the early days of my channel, a month ago, I gave a lot of women ratings. They got a lot of views, especially when I was mean. Women volunteered to be complimented and insulted.
It makes you look like a whore.
I got reported for gender-based violence and bullying, even though they volunteered. This guy thought 10 was too high for a literal model. Here's what he looks like. So people see the world a little bit distorted. That's why I made this.
Ryan Gosling being attractive is Hollywood propaganda.
She then says that he's average, by which she means this. I found a bunch of videos like this.
Every one decent-looking man, there's like
isn't really attracted to conventional attractiveness.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that's something that's shifting like more now.
You're also in a different type of relationship too, so that dynamic does matter. Like it may not seem like it matters, but it does matter. Like, plus we're just evaluating whether the girl likes the guy or the guy likes the girl. We're not evaluating, like
whether or not they're going to be married and having kids,
right,
or
even be together long term.
And in that metric, I do agree with your points.
Yes, if I'm a 10 and I'm dating a 2, and it can happen, that 2 is going to do whatever the fuck I say because I'm a 10. They will. You know what I'm saying? That's the kind of guy that you see like, man, why is she with him or why is he with her? And he's a 10 and she's a 2 and he doesn't have a job and lives in her fucking basement and she pays for his car.
The difference in effort, like home math was describing.
Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so they're, he doesn't have no money, but she's fucking supporting him anyway because she will and because she can. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that tracks. Like that all I do agree with.
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna keep you.
50 hot girls.
But,
like it's ridiculous.
Are you on Tinder here? Yeah, it's disgusting.
I try to get around these distortions, but not everyone will. That's why you need this. Some people say attraction is subjective, but there are some things we all like or don't like, and some things we usually like or don't like, so it's only part subjective. And the way people perceive you is not all about looks, it's about many things, which is also sometimes
All right.
And I'm talking. I guess the whole thing I was talking about earlier was more from a like I'm into
subjective and the way people.
All right. Looks and personality is generally what men look for.
I do want to hear what Ryan was going to say.
Okay, sorry.
Kind of like how me and Z are more into like big men when big men aren't really conventionally attractive.
That's true, but even then, like that's kind of where the usuals that Matt was just talking about, like, kind of apply. Because, like, when we talk about Queso, which is considered a conventionally attractive, like, heavyset man, like, he does have a clean face and he does have like a very cheerful personality. So those do like factor in. Like, those factors do matter outside of like that soul trait that like you would be in the unusuals category of.
Well, you're also talking about a gay relationship, which means you're using one side of this whole scale he has here.
That's
looks
true
and personality, looks and personality.
Because guy to guy, girl to girl, guy to girl, the dynamics do change.
If you're both 5s, but you'll both have 10 personalities, you can consider yourself a 10 for each other. Because it can be a 10 for a girl as well. She just has an amazing fucking personality. Usually it's her looks, not her personality that she builds. But like, there are women with just fucking amazing. You ever met a person that's just like, I fucking love this girl. She's awesome. All right. That personality spikes up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her overall number. Okay. They're only looking at this side. Now, once I get over here, hold on 1 second.
Will perceive you is not all about looks. It's about many things, which is
all right. Now, over here, this is
also
all right. This is the woman scale, which is face, body, height, dominance, power, confidence. These are all factors. Looks plus masculinity usually ends up at least here.
Traditional masculine traits.
And then you add in presentation, things like that, things you give, gifts, things like that. But you have to be here before you'll move to here. You'll never start from here and move to here. What you'll move up to is a friend zone, a guy that gives you all kinds of stuff, but has none of these things that makes them attractive. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you can do things to make yourself more attractive. More confidence you have is more attractive. More power you have is more attractive. More dominance you have, you're more attractive. You know what I'm saying? Like Elon Musk fucking taking on the whole world. Like, bitch, want to fly to Mars? You know what I'm saying? That's a great pickup line. I'm sorry.
It really is.
Like, I wish I had that pickup line. Be like,
that's one, like, no matter like what your views are, like that's a pickup line that would work like indefinitely.
It was like when Howard got that date on thing. She's like, he said I could drive a rover on Mars. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
She's like, you really liked him? She's like, he said I could drive a rover on Mars. That's what attracted her to him was his none of the face, body, height, but he did have power, did have, you know what I'm saying, he had the ability to create great things. That's what Elon Musk has. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, and a lot of them will get with the bad boy, but the bad boy's like, if he doesn't really care about her, like, or doesn't care about her enough, he's gonna be like, why do I gotta treat her that? She gives me the sex, that bad boy. And then, you know what I'm saying? And they do, and they'll sleep with those guys over and over and over, and then leave relationships and fuck up all kinds of stuff for those guys over and over and over and over.
Which I want to say real quick, there is like an interesting pattern, and this is just because you brought up Big Bang Theory and Howard. But like Howard and like the whole group on like Big Bang Theory are supposed to be conventionally unattractive, but they're not. Like, movies and shows never really like portray characters that are
but they do have one aspect of that, and they are okay. Yes, Howard's conventionally unattractive. No, but Howard's conventionally unattractive. He's also a guy that's been to fucking outer space. Yeah, that pumps him up. Even if he's a fucking 2, he's now a 4. You know what I'm saying?
My point was just like Howard, the character is a 2, but Howard, the actor, is not a 2.
Oh, the actor, yeah, but probably so. Even if so, he's an actor. He goes to Hollywood. He can get me the movies. He makes big money. All those are factors in there as well.
No, I was just pointing out. I think it's interesting that there's a pattern with movies where they won't cast unattractive people as unattractive characters. Is all I was saying. Not even in correlation to this.
Okay. But yeah, like I said, so there's always the dominance, power, confidence, things that you can build on, and then you may not be able to completely shape your face, but you can frame it good. You can have good hair. You can, you know what I'm saying,
lose acne,
take care of yourself, lose your acne. Yeah, like there are things that can shape yourself about it to bring your number up.
Yeah.
All right.
Makeup is a fantastic example where, like, I mean, that's not so much like on the masculine side, but like that is an example where natural unattractiveness can become attractiveness.
And one of the dark triad, because masculinity is usually the dark triad traits: power, confidence, You know what I'm saying? And like that's what that last one says. It's I couldn't pause it real quick, but hold on.
So
It sure just says triad.
It says the dark triad traits. Everything that's a dark
Okay.
triad trait, everything that women swear but now they don't want, they want.
What are they? It's Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and sociopathy.
Yeah. Well, there's the traits related to them is what they like. You know, dominance, power.
Yeah. I was just trying to make sure I remember what the dark triad entailed.
Damn it. See, it's too blurry there.
It is.
But anyway, I'm
That's
going to
right. He shows another videos for sure.
Very personal. For example, you would not believe this, but some people do not want an angry mommy girlfriend. That's Alex Pierce. She's known for her angry ranting. Some people love it. She's very polarizing. That would be a personal preference in personality. Also, different people value different things differently. I would rather have a 10 here and a 5 here than the other way around. So, judge by universal and usual preferences and not personal ones. Include everybody in the world in that age group, and include everything you know about them to get their total value. That's how to judge fairly, but not everyone will do that. So you have to remember how this works and then look for your feedback. Let's do guys first. I said I used to get looks from women on the street when I was up here. That's rule number 1 for guys. If you're getting attention from women who don't know you, you're doing good. That's why very few men get all the attention on dating apps, because very few men look good to women right away. Familiarity evens things out. So if you know her pretty well and it's not working, she probably sees you as down here. And you should either adjust your expectations or work on yourself. And you should work on yourself. I went from here to here and it changed everything. Guys down here tend to think that women are just difficult, but if you make it past this line, you get to be difficult, and I recommend it. This is a real thing someone said to me. I was basically staying at her place, drinking all her wine, hitting on her friends, and she was like, I can't get rid of you. It's a good thing you're so good. I don't actually recommend treating people this way. I'm just saying you can be valued. I will show you how to work on yourself in a video called Self-Maximize coming up. Basically, do this first, find out who likes it, do this next, and try to end up here. Okay, now let's do women. Men have to know when they are here, and women have to know when they are here. I just told men that if you're getting attention from women that you don't know, then you're doing pretty well. Some women think this is true about them too. It is not. This girl is bragging that 108 people are interested in her. She probably thinks they all feel this way. They don't. A lot of men, including me, will give attention to women who we judge as being anywhere from here to here. If I think you're a 4, I probably wouldn't put you higher than here, but I might put you here. You have to know who feels this way about you and who doesn't, and this is how you know. You can't listen to what they say. They'll say anything. You cannot pick who you like and make him keep you. We do not work that way. You have to find out who wants to keep you and pick your favorite one. If you start with this, then you're not filtering out the guys who will make you end up here. Your level is the best guy who will commit, not the best one in your inbox. A lot of women hate that advice. They say, I'm not going to settle for less. And that's okay, as long as you realize that if you're aiming too high, you might end up alone or with a guy who's got 5 other girls. All I'm saying is you don't want to be her, and you cannot be her just by saying you are. Other people have to agree. That's why we used to have marriage. It was proof of commitment and not just saying it. So you can tell who likes you by how much he's investing in you. That's time, money, energy, commitment. How much does he want to have a public relationship? How much does he want to show you off? How fast does he give up other women for you? If he's not giving you those things, he probably won't. So for men, you're looking at what kind of woman is giving you signs of attraction. Being nice is never going to change that. And for women, you're looking at what kind of man is giving you signs of commitment, and more attraction to him is never going to change that. I think we all know these things on some level, but we just don't want to be honest with ourselves. We don't want to admit where we are. But if you do, that's going to get you the best result. This is what most of us should be looking for. So here's those 2 rules I promised you. Number 1, you know how much someone likes you from the energy you get minus the energy you give. Don't expect that to change. And number two, you know how attractive you are by looking at what kind of person gives you about the same as what they take. So don't give people energy that they don't give back, and then pick from whoever is left. If you enjoyed this video, there's about 1,000,000 ways to support me.
Okay. But that's relationships in a nutshell. No, it's not always in every case, but it's 99% of relationships. They fit into those categories.
Is there like an equivalent to this home math guy that's females breaking down relationships?
No, I mean it's the same. It would be the same breakdown. What he has on the right side and what he has on the left side is this is what women want. This is what men want. Where they meet in the middle is what matters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, women, quote unquote, have a higher standard for men than men have for women. For instance, somebody that's a 10 can sleep with somebody as much low as a 3, as long as it's sex. But when you were talking about getting into a relationship, that guy wants an 8, a 9, a 10. You know what I'm saying? If he's a 10,
yeah,
8 or 9. You know what I'm saying? Like he wants somebody on his level or around there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he might be able to go to 7 and stuff, but like he's not dipping down to 3. He's not marrying any 3.
And that's pretty universal. I don't feel like there's like any wiggle room on that. Whereas as far as like people who are of a higher attractiveness caliber are generally going to want people of a higher attractiveness caliber.
The problem with women is that they're women. The problem with women is that women they don't take an account for the fact that their number is lower than what they think it is. They think the kind of guy they can score for sex is the same as what they can marry. They're like, I almost married an 8, so that's my number. Except for that, you probably never did marry an 8. You really did. You probably just found a guy that would keep you around for a little while until he got bored or whatever, sex or whatever. And she calls that a relationship, but it wasn't a real relationship. He wasn't putting effort into the relationship. He wasn't doing anything for the relationship. He wasn't buying
so
her
that
roses.
Would be an example of a guy who uses girls, which earlier you said like girls use guys more after well, I guess that's after the relationships. That's not applicable here. So never mind. There's not a contradiction. Never mind.
It's not even that. Girls just use guys, period. Whether it's in a relationship, out of the relationship, whatever. When you look at that,
but then guys also use girls for sex. Is that not like mutual in that sense?
Oh yeah, for sex, yes. Guys use girls for sex if they'll allow them. If they'll allow them, that's the thing. Girls have that if they'll allow them, and it's true for guys. But guys have to break off relationships all the time. Like, okay, I love you. Like friendships, or whether they have to break them off all the time because women want to use and use and use. And if everybody has the threshold, and once you hit that threshold, the guy's like, sorry, can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, mine was a little bit swayed by the children. You know what I'm saying? Because my 3 biggest users are people I have children with. They thought because children, and to some degree they can, or at least I feel like, okay, I don't agree with it, but I do love my kids, so.
Yeah, and of course you don't want them to like not have the other their parent like in their lives.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like I don't make any qualms about it. You've met at least one of my girlfriends and one of my exes, and if you ever get a chance, you'll probably get to meet Kim Ryan on here too.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Bringing more people on to here is always just cool because it always gives like more angles.
But that dynamic is true. It's just true. It's not him making some sort of "I hate girls" statement or something like that. He said when he was in the lower, and nobody paid attention to him. When he was up there, when he was an 8, girls started just paying attention to him no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And now he has fame along with it, and so mass girls text him every day and say, "Hey, oh, you're so hot, you're sexy, you're smart, you're blah blah, whatever I like about you." But
which one moment I actually need to step away for a quick second, but then we can get back to that.
Okay, all right, that's fine. I'm gonna.
I ordered food, so I have food here, and I just want to grab it before and not
leave
them standing out because they've been, yeah.
Oh shit. Did you just text me, baby? Okay.
I'm lagging because it switched from here to your mom's. So.
Oh, okay.
Our laundry is almost done besides that little bit right there.
So what do you think about the guy's video? Yeah, about the guy's videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it doesn't apply to you. You're like, fuck it, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've established like the dynamics for male or female relationships, primarily from like the stranger status, but to some degree in the familiar status.
Yeah, but nobody's in the familiar status anymore. That's the problem with relationships nowadays. In the old days, you went to community churches, you went to things like that, and people met you that way. Nobody
People still do that.
Very rarely.
Is it? Like, people still have to go outside consistently. Like, they're gonna bump into people and like familiarize themselves. It could be like you go to the same coffee shop. It could be like you work at the same place. It could be like you go to the same church.
The number one way people meet is online.
That is big now. That is like big now. But I mean, is it the number one way? Because it's definitely more so. Like, that's definitely more so a thing now than in the past. But well, it's like pretty exclusively now and exclusively like non-existent in the past, online dating. But
about 60% of couples reported meeting their spouses online, marking a significant increase from previous decades. And those 60% of couples probably are not old couples where they're, you know, like from boomers and maybe even Gen X, but millennial and Gen Z and alpha and shit, they're all meeting online.
That is true. So that dynamic does play more so now than in the past.
In 2009, 39% of heterosexual couples met their partner online. Now 60% meet their couple online. That's almost doubled. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yes, and that's only increasing, not decreasing.
Okay, so in most cases, it is in the stranger level, not the familiar level, as far as the dynamic.
Sure. In the old days, many moons ago, I would go to school or church or fucking, you know, a butt fuck party, but whatever. But that's where I met people. Was out there.
Did you know Jesus? I'm kidding.
From what the party?
I said a butt fuck party. I don't care. The point was I met them.
My question for Ryan was like, is that where Jesus was playing a role? Like, wow.
I was making a joke on like Sim saying ye old days.
Oh,
back in my day, many moons
back
ago.
in the ancient era.
But yeah, so like, but the point is that people don't meet that way anymore. So let's say that 40% of the population meets offline.
Mm-hmm.
The other problem is that people, even if they're in relationships, still meet people online. It's a big problem.
That's true. There was that whole thing with the affairs with that one Ashley Madison website.
Ashley Madison was known for affairs.
Yeah.
Actually, most dating sites are married guys or maybe single guys, but the most of the guys are getting any play on those are either married or they're single but really high end guys, and they just use like a fuck list. Ooh, here's a girl I'm gonna bang tonight. You know what I'm saying? Girl,
that is like the big thing with online dating. Is it's not even.
And that's
so
what
much
you'll
like
see it like.
For...
They'll go on actual dates with these people when they're looking to long term it, and they're pissed because these guys aren't interested in long term it. Because none of the guys on those apps are interested in long term it. They're going there for a quick fuck, fix, whatever, short term relationship, whatever. But that's what you know. But yeah, so that's pretty much where we're going with that. Is like, you know, when we have these relationships, they're not they're not symmetrical, meaning what girls want and what guys want are not symmetrical. Guys want sex, girls want attention, relationships. Well, not even long-term, even short-term relationships. They generally don't want sex, though. Even with the guys they do have sex with, they may want the sex for the attention, but generally it's not about
usually
sex
not the sex itself. Yeah,
right. They'll enjoy the sex, but that's not the same thing as saying it's like I want sex. Jamie likes sex. There's a difference.
Yeah.
I want sex. I'm like, Jamie, give me some sex. Jamie's like, okay. And she's like, oh, that was good. All right. But she didn't want it to begin with. She was just doing the laundry or do it. Yeah, she had an hour to kill. I just made the hour worth it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, you can. They're also going to flip on the flip side. And hey, that's really bad. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't follow what you mean. On the flip side, it's really bad.
The sex can be really bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I said, I make it worth her while. So she's probably like, yeah, I'll do it. All right. But on average, she's not looking for sex. She's never the one initiating. This is what causes bed death in lesbian relationships. It's two females waiting for the other side to initiate. Whereas in gay relationships,
initiating.
Yeah, they're like, oh, fuck yeah. This is whoever mentions it first. But they're like, yeah, we want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's almost like a prerequisite to something. But like, hey, you want to fuck and then go get some burgers, or do you want to fuck and then go to Disneyland, or Whereas men do also do that. They're like, hey, Jamie, you want to fuck and then go to Disneyland? She's more excited about Disneyland than fucking.
Yeah,
on average,
because that's the event, that's the outing, the attention, the social aspect.
Here's the caveat, though: when she wanted sex the most is when she wanted to have her children.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Then it was her, come here, why don't you fuck me? Yeah, we only did that twice today. Let's do it third time, because they're wanting to get knocked up in that scenario. But yeah, largely it's just a truism, hell, and when you ask me that question but I'm not opposed to gay sex if I can guarantee that the guy does not act like a whiny bitch. That's the problem. Like if I want,
what does that mean? Yeah, because I was like,
okay, I'm about to explain it.
Okay,
if I want to be with a fucking girl, I'll be with a girl. If the guy starts acting like a girl, I don't want to fucking be with him no more.
Really? It seems like for most guys that's the opposite, because like femboys is like a big thing that's on the rise now, and that is like literally a guy who is submissive. Because it seems like there's a correlation between.
Is that what you want? You want somebody, your boyfriend, to act like a girl, or would you rather him act like a guy? No, aesthetics aside,
both is good.
All right, you want him to be like whiny and clingy and cryy and all that stuff, and all the annoying parts of that,
like sentimental and emotional.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Women are not that sentimental, but emotional, yes. Men are more sentimental than women are.
Sentimental is still emotional. Like even if it's less outward expression, like the same core emotions are still there.
Feeling the sentiment is different than expressing the sentiment.
So you're saying like if for a relationship with guys, you would want them to not express the sentiment, or you just wouldn't want them to express it in that way?
I mean, I'm going to express it like a guy, not like a girl. I wouldn't want them like like you could be sentimental about it, like nostalgic or things like that. But I miss the 90s. Oh, the 80s were awesome. Or the 70s killed rock. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever they fancy or however old they are, but not the same thing as saying I want them to be cryy and whiny. If that's what I want, like I don't want, like I might as well get with a girl if that's the case. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's
I'll put an example of this
thing, and maybe not so much like general of the demographic.
No.
Like I said, the femboy thing is big now, and that is like those are characteristics.
Yeah. And
of the femboy.
how long do those relationships, the femboy relationships, last?
I have zero clue on that.
Yeah,
actually, let's look that up.
All
well, how do I even phrase it?
He said he likes husky men. He's also in a very long-term relationship. Not femboy, or the opposite of femboy.
Well, we do call his persona a femboy.
Yeah,
right, but Cayden said he doesn't. I mean, if he's femboy, he's mild femboy. He's not like flaming femboy, right? He said he acts stoic. He doesn't act. Your boyfriend acts stoic. He doesn't act.
Nick doesn't have like a femboy personality. I wouldn't say, at least. Maybe Ryan, like you know him better, obviously. So maybe you have like examples against that. But
I mean, and then it's
he didn't
like
really seem like that kind of realm.
I'm aggressively stoic. I'm aggressively things. To me, Jamie is this dainty little thing. To other girls, they're like, hell no. But to me, she's my little. Yeah, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's. To everybody else, they're like, wow, she's kind of dykeish. I'm like, really? I didn't notice. Because I didn't. Like, to me, she's just a dainty little girl. Sure you are. It's cute when you think you are. But yeah, she's dainty. You know what I'm saying? In my eyes. She may not be dainty as most girls are, but compared to a guy, she's dainty. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so like Ryan he's somewhere balanced in the middle. I'd say his relationship's somewhat balanced, which is probably why he likes the relationship. He's never out. Okay, I'll put it this way. Every night he's not on here bitching about his woman. He's not. He's like, oh, blah, blah, Nick's good, blah, blah, blah. It's never like, oh, fucking Nick. Do you believe what Nick did today? Oh, my God. So fucking, he's
there's
not.
No like negative gossip at any point.
Yeah, there's no negative gossip about it. But I'll put you this way. We've had a real calm discussions tonight. But I bet if Kim was here and having this conversation, she'd be complaining about exes, people like that.
She has already done that on the stream.
Yes,
so,
many times.
Yeah.
She did yesterday when she was bitching about Kim Ryan and bitching about like these people because that's.
I don't know. I feel like even with like the traditionally masculine dudes that I've worked with in manual labor, they do the exact same amount of gossiping and complaining about relationships and things in general. Actually, I don't feel like there's a disparity.
Not generally publicly. All right. Do you know how many girls make these fucking videos?
Even publicly, because like they'll just straight up complain to the customers about that stuff, and it's like completely unprompted. Like guys do complain just as much. They don't get teary, but
I don't know if there's a lot of those. But okay, like I doubt Damien complains about girls to oh
no,
those bitches.
No, he hasn't, and neither is Connor. Like
and even when they do it, they do it in a very masculine way, not a feminine way.
Like, I've never heard them complain about like a relationship or girls at any point.
If there's a point where they do, they're like fucking bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a masculine way versus.
But it's the exact same like emotion and expression.
Actually, it's not the same emotion. It is being expressed, but it's not the same emotion. The reason it's not the same emotion is because, they're not expressing emotion, or they're not expressing that emotion.
Which emotion?
Okay. Ranting and nagging is different than complaining on average. Okay. Generally, when a guy's doing it, he's bitching about something that he wants solved. And here's the thing. If it's solved, you won't hear no more about it about a girl. Girl doesn't want it solved.
I've had like coworkers like break down over like the state of their relationship. And then like when I offered solutions, that's not what they wanted. It seemed like they really just wanted comfort. So
well, I'll put a caveat in there. There is the doom. Okay. When you have a despaired personality, there's nothing you can do about that. Nothing. Mm-hmm. As an onlooker, despair is woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. It doesn't matter. Of course, you'd be like, oh, well, why don't you man up? I can't do that. And then when you're like, what's the problem? And they'll be like, she doesn't love me because my penis is too short or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And none of those are solutions. And even every solution you offer, they're gonna shoot it down because the woe is me. Until you get out of despair as a feeling, and that's true of guys and girls. To get out of despair as a feeling, you can't solve anything. Now, once you get out of despair, even to anger, say, okay, they go from despair to anger, then you can start solving problems. But you can't do it when they're in that despair stage. No guy or girl can. You know what I'm saying? So when you're talking about they completely break down, I'll tell you how many times I completely broke down at work. I've never completely broke down at work, ever. Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you ever completely broke down at work?
No.
Right.
Brian, I've seen like a number of other guys do it, and that's the thing is I don't feel like that's as much the consensus as like it's purported to be socially.
Okay, Ryan, do you break down at work all the time? Oh my God, Nick is whatever.
Not for relationships. I did break down once at work, but that's about it.
The only time I was going to break was when Kim left me and I left work. I just got up and left work. Mm-hmm. So there was no breaking down at work.
That's true.
It was I'm leaving and that's that. And then I went home and got pissed and got mad and threw something and cried and shot something and blah, 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 whatever feelings I was feeling and expressed them out, whatever way I was going to express them. That's what I did.
Right.
So no, guys typically do not break down like that. So you may have run into an offshoot of it, but it's not a general rule. And you know why? Look at your grandfather. Okay, when my mom left him, of course he was sad. 16-year marriage, he died.
Yeah.
He was sad. But he didn't act like he's like, well, done with that bitch. Go.
I kind of want to ask about that too, because I've never they've been split for like as far as I can remember, and I've never known why. Well,
since before you were born.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on which one you ask.
Yeah, sure. That's kind of how all those goes. Like, whatever the answer is usually whoever you ask. And usually, like, in those cases, like, I don't know if that's the same for, like, my grandparents, but most of the time it's them, like, trying to make themselves seem less like the problem in the relationship. But it seems like both Like they both paint themselves in like a more favorable image when they talk about the breakup. And I've never heard somebody be like, "It was my fault.
I was a dick. I was a total dick. She was innocent."
Yeah.
Unless they're sobbing about it. But if there's some sort of, you know what I'm saying, disconnect or break. But like when I ask you, I'm going to ask you, so I can give you both answers.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you ask mom, he wasn't spending enough time with her. He was pushing off, you know what I'm saying, not doing things. She bought tickets for Aerosmith, you know, the whole spiel, blah, 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 blah. He's not spending time with me. He's not caring about me. He's not loving me, blah, blah, blah. If you ask dad, it was, she wasn't giving me the sex I wanted. She wasn't doing the things I wanted in bed. She wasn't blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
And the answer is both of them are right.
Yeah, it's just that they weren't giving each other enough attention. That was like
it's not attention.
Sounds of it.
Mom was withholding sex, which is always bad to do. Always bad to do.
Well, that's kind of attention to the guy in that sense, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, the whole point is that it has to be sex. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't trying to look for intimacy. He was looking for sex.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For grandma's position, he wasn't spending enough time with her. Even though dad did sweet things for her all the time, he'd, you know, go down the Moe's and get her a rose or a candy bar every once in a while. And it's like generally what you do day-to-day sweet stuff. He wasn't a total callous asshole, but he wasn't spending time with her, like going out to concerts and stuff that she defined that she wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I guarantee if she would have given more sex, he would have been more inclined to do that. So it was one of those catch-22s where she doesn't do it, so therefore he doesn't do it, so she doesn't do it, so therefore she doesn't, and it just spiraled out until the relationship sputtered out. All right, because if you don't give a guy enough sex, he will eventually leave, and or he'll cheat or do something along those lines. If you don't give a girl enough attention, she'll eventually leave. Okay, so I give Jamie utmost attention. I do. I give her lots of attention, more than she even needs. Okay, more than I feel she even needs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
Did you hear that, Jimmy? He's got like a limit on how much attention he feels like you need.
Well, hers is excessive.
My level of need is in fact excessive, and sometimes it exceeds excessive. But I'm working on it.
Okay. How much is too excessive, actually? Because like, I feel like that's like a hard thing to put a metric on.
At least 15 times a day if he's sure that he loves me or really wants to be with me, even though we've been together for 6 years and have 2 children.
15 asks in the same day might be
We're
a
engaged.
Little excessive.
We've been together 6 years. We have kids together. I mean, there really is no reason for doubt yet. She still has doubt.
Every single day,
without fail.
I asked him. I even asked him like 3 hours after he proposed to me if he was sure.
Does his mind change in those 3 hours?
That's what she feels.
And as irrational as I know it is, it feels completely rational. Like I have to.
So no, I couldn't give her the 100% attention she wants because it's 100%.
I don't even know if that's like really irrational.
No, what? She's irrational or I'm irrational?
The asking for like if you love her like 15 times in a day.
You don't think that's a little irrational?
I've been told by multiple professionals.
Not really.
Really? You think that's a normal relationship?
I mean, would you say other women do that?
No, not
because that's the thing I hear about consistently with relationships is like the girl doing the "Would you love me if I was a worm" type thing.
That's different. Those are not everyday things, and they're one-offs.
That's true.
But
they probably don't ask.
We're talking about every day.
I was a worm 15 times.
365 days a year, 66 in a leap year, for 6 years. Go ahead.
Speaking of attention, I might head off a little early tonight because I think my boyfriend was wanting some. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. Fine. You can leave now if you need to for well, I guess you were saying wait. Yeah, no. Yeah, you're good. Either way.
He knows when he needs to leave. He doesn't need you to daddy him, okay?
Yeah, I don't know why I was like even like gonna like build off
He'll
of
be
that.
like,
just like that's fine.
Bounce.
Fine. But as far as like because the thing
But yeah, you can leave now if you want. It's up to you. If you feel
it. Nice chatting with y'all.
No problem.
Of course.
All
right.
Sorry if I was a bit quiet.
No, you were. You just at the end. You were quiet. You weren't quiet. Although you're probably starting to talk to Nick, which was probably what it was.
Yeah.
All right, you have a good night.
All right, you too.
You have a good one, Ryan.
Bye. So yes.
Yeah, but I was gonna say like as far as like why I don't feel like that's irrational is like that sounds like a And maybe because I'm not trying to like psychoanalyze Jamie, I just feel like that this would make sense in general. So
is it a coping mechanism? That's fucking absolutely. Everybody knows it's
not a coping mechanism, but more like that could be an invitation to indicate that she wants attention at that moment. And I don't know, like Jamie, would you say that's like accurate? Is like when you ask that
she wants my attention every minute of every day. Is that irrational?
No, that just sounds like affection. Like even when you're at work,
At
like,
what point?
when you work, are you not just gonna be like, "Hey, I wish I was like at home with Jamie right now," instead of and like a number of times throughout the
I'm
day?
also gonna work. Should I put work off for Jamie every single time?
No, you don't have to put off the work, but like you would still be like wishing for her attention at times where you would not be
Sure,
capable
but
of
there's
giving
also
that
times where I'm
attention.
skating and enjoying myself and not thinking about anything.
That's true.
Okay.
I do not have those moments.
She does not have those moments.
Well, she values you more than skateboarding, then.
She values me more than everything.
That's I don't feel like that's irrational. I don't know.
Apparently, Cayden thinks you're completely normal. He wants a crazy bitch.
I just think that makes sense. If you have a relationship with somebody and you're dedicated to them, to consistently want like attention with them and to spend more time with them just seems like the nature of the relationship.
To want to spend more time is fine.
Mm-hmm.
To ask 15 times a day is actively asking 15 times a day.
And that was like I don't know if I heard like Jamie's response to that. Like Jamie, when you do that, is that like an invitation or a request for attention?
No,
just to like generate.
It's a genuine
like fear / concern.
I wake up in the morning and ask him if he's sure. Like,
okay.
I can wake her up with breakfast in bed and she'd be like, "Are you sure?" Like, yes, for sure.
Did I do something? Are you okay?
Okay, even
so
when I'm doing that's what she's talking about.
Component.
Even when I'm trying to do a positive thing for her, she's still, I'm like, "Hey, I just paid fucking $10,000 for your new car." Oh,
and she's like,
"Do you love me?"
Suspicious.
Yeah.
But I see what you mean. Okay, fine. It's irrational. I don't feel like it's that irrational, but like I don't have an argument for it, so we'll go with it is irrational.
I could go into like some real.
Well, she goes into it and tells you that it's irrational. That probably means it's irrational, at least likely.
I don't know, because sometimes people will say like something's irrational. There's also like in conversation, there's like a tendency for a concession at like a certain point.
Okay.
Like if I had something like I believed and I said it and people were like that doesn't make sense to them, I would still believe it. Like I wouldn't think it's irrational, but I'd be like, all right, fine, it's irrational. Like just goes, yeah.
This was just in the time that she was in the bathroom.
Oh no!
Oh no! What? She had like a bunch of messages to you.
I'm in the bathroom. Too much coffee. I was like, laugh out loud. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, baby. Not your fault. I just didn't want you to worry that I'd disappear again. She went to the bathroom. She didn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's okay, baby. Okay.
Okay.
That was just when she went to the bathroom, like maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago.
That is a little irrational. I can't lie, Jamie. I can't defend that.
She said
I message him while he's asleep in case he wakes up in a bad mood at
me. Yeah, well, that's like such a real thing with like that gets depicted often with women.
Okay.
Like,
but I tell her every day.
Dream and then like hold.
Okay. I tell her when I go to sleep, I love you, baby. I'm going to sleep. I love you. Kisses. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go to sleep. Wake up. Why'd you send me all these messages? I didn't want you to get mad at me in the morning. Like, I don't wake up suddenly mad at you. And I never wake up with the notion that I'm just going to wake up mad.
You've only done it twice because you actually had nightmares. But other than that, in the entire 6 years we've been together, it's happened twice. But I do it every single night.
Where Josh woke up mad?
Yeah. And I wasn't even mad. I was just, my mood wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 6 years, I had 2 days. I've had 2 days in 6
years
years with a bad mood. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a pretty track record because I wake up like agitated every morning. Like if in the morning like.
No, I'm one of those guys that wakes up and whistles in the morning. I'm like, do.
I don't know how you do it, man. That's like I wake up and I'm like, I wish the whistling would stop. Like I don't know. Like my grogginess is like very different from yours, I suppose.
Hey, like I said, bitches be crazy.
I used to wake up borderline homicidal, so I've gotten a lot better.
Yeah, she's gotten better over time, and then like I said, she's making progress strides.
Is
just
that a
lots of therapy and stuff.
thing? Is that what it is? It's like
she's not bipolar. She's borderline personality disorder, but yeah, it's a bipolar type trait.
Okay, I guess that makes a little more sense as to why I do that then.
But yeah, like I said,
threw a brick at one of my nieces because they were in my room and woke me up.
Yeah. You what?
I threw a brick at one of my nieces because they woke me up.
Jesus.
Yes, I used to have bricks handy.
That's kind of smart. Bad if you're gonna be like, if like you can't trust that you're not gonna wake up in a bed and throw it to somebody who's related to you. But I do think keeping a brick on hand is kind of really wise, actually.
Oh, I had a small stack next to my bed.
Well,
Just
we
a
don't keep
full
the
stack of throwing
guns
bricks?
where she can get to them because I don't need to be shot in my
Yeah.
sleep. Because she had an emotional feeling that I was sleeping and I was probably thinking about some girl or something because that's what she.
Yeah. The moment
But-
she said like I wake up homicidal sometimes, it's like yeah, maybe putting the guns away is like not a bad idea.
But yeah, like on average, you know, and I'm good to her. I'm great to her, like probably would say. And then she does it all the
Really?
time. I'm like, yeah, she would say I was great to her.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good to her. I certainly don't. My position is never. I want to be mean to this bitch today. It's never that. It's always, I love you, baby. What can I do to help you today?
Yeah, you guys have a very healthy relationship.
I have a very healthy side of my relationship. She's working on hers.
Well, yeah, her rationality is still like rooted in like the desire of the relationship. So like that's not like a con in that sense. It's a con in another sense, but it's not a con in that sense. It's a con in the rationality like tally mark box.
But yeah, but my point is that whatever relationship, like that's why I say personality matters more than looks to me. Like, you know,
because like even if looks are like the aspect that gets you into the relationship first, and like for one night stands and stuff, like the thing that keeps people is going to be the personality no matter what. Because even Elon Musk
looks. Nope. Elon Musk's relationships lasted as long as any other one, 6 to 8 years. I mean, not all of them, but like a good portion of them did, which is
that's
what
not a bad amount of time actually. No, that's a good point. He didn't really have his track record. I guess does look like what you would expect from some like rando on the street. If you ask any guy or woman off the street, like
now that
probably
he's
would be around about
52, he's probably like, I'm gonna bang some hoes for a while. Amber Heard, whatever, bang her
you
for a
think
couple
so?
months.
You don't think he's like focused more on like settling down with one girl?
No, absolutely. Guys actually do not have a take. They're less likely to settle down in their later years than they are in their earlier years.
That's weird.
Nope.
I don't see why.
This is the problem that women have. They're like, they want to be married to. Yeah, that's not married. Yeah, he's a fine example. He's been with this girl, what, 26 years? Still not married.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, why is that actually? Because he has been with her for like
because
as long as
men,
I can remember.
Once they hit about 40, are real reluctant to get married.
We've even talked to him about it. He just doesn't want to get married anymore. And Gina knows that. She knows that he's probably never going to marry her.
Actually knows that.
Does that bother her, or is she like fine with that?
Well, I mean, she doesn't want to go find another guy.
Yeah, that's fair.
Which means that she's going to stay with him anyway, even though she's fine with it.
She would prefer they did get married.
He's 6 feet tall and decently attractive and makes decent money. And if she goes out there and finds some loser, all she's going to be able to date is maybe 40-year-olds that don't have a job and she'd have to support and shit like that.
That's a fair aspect too, is at that age, like your dating range and dating scene does change.
Sure. At 22, a girl can get anybody they want. Jamie was 25 when we got together.
26.
Oh, sorry, 26. But
No,
you're 25.
26 here.
Yeah,
You're right.
25 when we first started.
Just like Gina is also totally fine with not having kids.
Right.
Yeah.
But she lusts after kids like everybody's business because she doesn't have her own kids.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, deeply, she wanted her own kids, and you could tell she did. And she's deeply regretting it, because that's what happens when you get 45 and you don't have kids, because the odds of you having kids is next to nothing.
Yeah, it goes down like that's when the biological clock kind of starts.
No, it shrinks to like less than 1%. I think of what eggs you have left. Like it's almost menopausal.
Chicks eventually run out of eggs. Like after you're like 30,
and the last eggs are usually the worst ones.
After
what is that?
You turn like 27, I think. Like,
age 45, a woman has typically between 3,000 and 5,000 eggs remaining. This represents a significant decline from the tens of thousands present in the late 30s, and even better in their 20s. So the opportune time to have kids is in your 20s. All right, 3,000, 5,000 eggs is nothing, and chances are you're not going to.
Well, here's a hypothetical, because sometimes I forget, like when people are walking around, they should just have like tens of thousands of eggs like stored inside them. Which came first, the human or the egg?
I don't know. I think we already settled this one.
Yeah, with the chicken example.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the answer was.
It was the egg. The egg came first because the one before that wasn't officially a chicken.
It wouldn't be the same exact kind of chicken. So the egg has to come first. So I guess the same for humans. Like humans, the eggs.
Yeah, sure. Well, they weren't officially humans.
Oh, I guess humans came first, considering Adam and Eve. But
yeah. But
the point is, it's a different answer for humans than it is for chickens. Actually, if I think about it.
Why?
But okay, go ahead. Well,
because God. Well, because God. Yeah, but when he said God made him, did he make him from a fucking egg?
That's true.
He just said he made him. That's all it says. The Bible just says he made him.
But if the egg doesn't require like the human body to store it and like nurture it, is that still an egg?
I don't know. We're talking about something that was made by a deity, specifically made by a deity.
If in the case of the chicken and the egg comes first because the thing before it is not a chicken, then in the case of the human and the egg, even though Adam and Eve was made first, if they started as an egg, that egg is not the same kind of egg that Eve would have had that led to like the kids and like what we have now. So I would say
you're going down a bad rabbit hole, because when you're going down one rabbit hole, you're going down the scientific rabbit hole. When you're going down the other side, you're going down the biblical rabbit hole.
Because I like to take like both into account. Because to me, science is just the exploration of God and like His work. So like it is like intertwined. I don't think I can like separate the two. I can separate the two when it comes to like dinosaurs and stuff, but I don't think I can separate the two. Like the two kind of have to work in tandem with each other.
The answer is easy. We don't actually know. That's the answer. We don't actually know.
True. But
the reason we don't actually know is because we have no way of knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But I think that's a lame answer. Is we don't know. I hate that answer. Like I want to at least like hypothesize options.
Oh well, if you want to just guess. But it would be a complete
guesses.
No, there would be no education about it. It would just be a guess.
Science is not an educated guess. No.
Not when you're bridging. Not when you're bridging. Okay. If I say, okay, let's say for example, we're gonna go with the Bible.
That's the point.
Men have been around for 10,000 years. That's all we're gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Because this is the Bible claims or whatever, or something like that. We don't know what happened 10,000 years ago because we don't know what happened 10,000 years. We know nothing about it. We don't know if Adam jerked off on his weekends. We do not know. We're just guessing all of it. We're guessing everything from his personality traits to everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We can infer small bits of data from that, but it isn't even enough to know. Okay. Like, did he smack Eve around? We don't know.
We don't know. Hold on one second. What's up? You need the car keys?
Yes, too.
Huh? Okay, I suppose.
Ask Damien.
Step away for a second.
Ask him.
The human, the egg thing?
Ask him if Adam smacked Eve.
Okay, I don't know if he'll probably say like I don't know, but I'll ask him real quick. But he wants me to step out for a second.
That's fine.
So,
hey, what's going on?
One, we need. The thing was, after I'm not sure how much that cargo. Yeah, it can be. All where I know it might be that might be outside where I am. But I want to at least narrow down. Yes. The thing I was worried about was my family doesn't have a good day, and that is yeah. So I'm assuming whoever I'm experiencing well, that was like that. What causes that? Blood sugar. So like if you too much sugar or if you have enough sugar, you can things like that. So you might need something kind of which I believe you're allergic to maintenance types of product. Isn't that why you have that medicine that is because you're allergic to the other medicine? Yes. So that sounds a little bit along those lines. So I don't know if you got tomorrow for the day you want to mention sleep zones, that way you're okay with being sleep products, fine. Yeah. The answer on what you want. Yeah, only product is mom. She's worse. And if then there's cause for lighting? Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's why. We're going to do your say you're away from the second at the that product. We'll sort that out tomorrow.
Do I, baby? I love you too, baby.
All right, man. Later.
Okay. Okay. You're back.
Okay. Yes. Sorry about that. Where were we?
We were talking about marriage rates or relationships in general.
Yeah. But we left off on like a specific thing, and I already like lost track of what it was. It was well, I was doing the hypothesis about the human and the egg was like the last thing we were talking about. Yeah.
I thought that was just a non sequitur.
Then,
but yes, that it's just largely I know you don't want the answer, we don't know, but we don't know. That's just the large answer. That's
yeah.
You know
but I think like with those kinds of things, I think stopping at we don't know instead of like we won't know if we aren't asking like questions past we don't know. And that's like my problem with that is like
yeah, but that's not gonna tell us okay.
It's not gonna tell us the facts, but it gives us like something
ideals or possibilities. We don't know what their culture, their relationship, like any of that stuff was. So we don't know. You know what I'm saying? Maybe fucking he teabagged her every morning. We don't know, and she liked that. We don't know.
Which we can say for Adam and Eve, well, specifically for Adam on like the egg concept is that like he was made from dust. It does explicitly say made from dust, so I think we can assume that he didn't come from like an egg.
Maybe it's egg dust.
maybe.
The point is, like we can guess and speculate, but we really don't know, and we'll never know.
To, like hypothesizing the possibility of egg dust if we didn't have this conversation and go past, we don't know. Because then now we have like a new option that we could look into at some point.
We have more theories, but we have no way to test those theories. So again, okay,
no, we don't now.
We may know once we die.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess there's that.
That's fair. So the conclusion is we should die as soon as possible to find out the answer as soon as possible. I'm kidding. I forget this is on the stream. I can't like. Don't do that.
We in no way condone suicide of any type or killing yourself or having other people kill you or any combination of the three. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, no.
We don't condone death. We do not condone death.
Yes. Nobody dies.
Yep. Don't do it.
The fact of the matter is, we'll all like. I'm fine with hypothesizing about it, but I realize that it's a complete hypothesis based on my vision of what I understand now, not what anything about what we don't even understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even know if they lived like cavemen.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they talked, didn't they? Like they talked to God.
Well,
yes,
I mean,
like Eve said, like Eve said the serpent, like.
Yeah, we know about certain incidents, but we don't know what their day-to-day lives were like.
That's true. I imagine it was mostly just walking around eating fruit because they didn't eat like beasts till after they were cast out, I believe. Because it said that there was dominion over them, but it didn't. It doesn't mention anything about eating animals until after they're cast out of Eden. There's that. Like we can surmise like certain elements from the text, but that's all like an aside, anyways. Like.
Yeah. So like, not that I don't sometimes have arguments about, but it's not something I would really. I'm not going to dig deep into it. Just see if that's the way it is. But no, like I said, I talk about stuff we do know, which is stuff we actually have data on.
Yeah.
Dating is something we actually have data on. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. There's plenty of studies. Like it's probably one of the most well-studied things since it's done in psychology. I was gonna say like for like centuries, but I guess it didn't really come into being like so much studied. I guess if you want to count poetry as like people's accounts of it, that kind of leans towards being like studies for it.
Okay. I'm going to play a very short. It's a long video, but I'm only playing like the first minute of it.
Okay.
It's something you'll be kind of interested in because you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. I think
I'm always interested. It doesn't even matter what the video is about. Like there's always something to glean from any video. There's always some kind of takeaway.
Okay.
What do women? Do they want bad boys? Do they like jerks?
In your arms.
Why do they say they like nice guys and then turn down the guys who are nice to them?
Good morning, starshine. The earth says hello.
Do women even know what they want? And where the hell does this come from?
I'm going to show you a secret move nobody's talking about, but I know for a fact all women want. All we want in the depths of our heart is for somebody to do this. Oh, now she's looking at you. She's yours. You could be a villain slaughtering my people across the 7 kingdoms. What a red flag. But that's all it takes. Just a little whoop, huh.
She said, kill my family and move my face around with a sword. Why does she want that? And why can't anyone agree on how this works?
I think she watches too many fantasy movies is probably why she thinks that.
No,
that's they keep tripping movies, but like in reality, that would be a very different. Like I imagine there'd be an extremely different response. And
many women, even in the days of the 7 kingdoms, were like that. If a knight came in, slaughtered all the people, and just lifted their throat like that, and was like, "You're my bitch," they'd be like, "Okay."
Do we have a study for that?
No, we do not have a study from fucking 3,000 years ago. But we do have written incidents of that. And here's the thing: it still attracts women today.
Oh yeah, she's very clearly like idolizing it.
Right, she idolizes it. So even if it wasn't true back then, it's true now.
And then there's also like Jeffrey Dahmer, who was a real serial killer, and people were saying stuff about him like that. So
yeah, people were still trying to marry him too.
Yeah.
So then with Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy was getting pussy, or wasn't getting pussy, but he was getting women that wanted to marry him while he was in prison.
Yeah,
girls are definitely
targeting women.
Yeah, girls are definitely attracted to those dark triad traits. Charles Manson.
Right, so yeah, Charles Manson was very successful with ladies.
Even after he was in prison. That should tell you something.
There's still women willing to marry Charles Manson.
Yeah, I think he's dead now, though. I think he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just died.
But if he was still around, they would still want to.
But I think he died in the last 5 years, I think.
Has that always been a thing, or is that like a new thing? Because that feels like a new thing. Like I feel like with the centralization of the internet, like it seems like that plays some role in it.
It was still. I know it was prior to the internet because I was around before the internet.
Well, that's fair.
Died in September 27th. So September 2017. But yeah.
And people were saying that like when the Jeffrey Dahmer thing like first happened, like before my generation, my era like really grew up, like that were women having that response towards Jeffrey Dahmer.
Say that again.
Well, I guess you said like that women didn't try to marry him and Ted Bundy, so I guess like, that kind of answered my question already, actually.
Oh. But yeah, Jeffrey Dahmer was married 2 times before and 1 time after he was fucking in prison. You know what I'm saying? In 2014, Manson was set to marry Alfron Burton, a 26-year-old woman who had been advocating for his exoneration. That was in 2014, so that's 3 years before he died.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's crazy.
That was at 79.
I guess like that goes to show that like no matter what kind of person you are, there is some kind of target demographic that like will still want you for whatever psychotic reason.
Yes, but if you don't take into account that these are the traits that women want, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna like that's what I'm saying. Do you know what nice guys end up? They end up friend zoned. You're a nice guy. Okay, it heavily hampers your dating prospects. Damien's a super nice guy, and it heavily hampers his.
Hold on,
Connor's not a nice guy, and he's got more girls.
He's probably more of a nice guy than I am. I've seen him do like things I wasn't. Is that right?
He may be nice to her, but he's not nice overall.
Connor's
he's not thoughtful. He's not considerate to people. Not on average, no. Like, yes, there are times where he does it. He does it less than you do. You do it less than Damien does. Damien's probably the most considerate person.
I don't know. I feel like Connor's like on par with me. I really don't like see him as like less of a nice guy. Or you mean like I don't know? He's as kind as I am. Like he is extremely considerate. I don't see it. Like
you don't see what?
He's more aggressive with like offering to buy people food than I am, and I'm already like aggressive with that in most cases.
Buying somebody food isn't the same as, hey, you know, I'm gonna do this ultra nice thing for you. Okay, you would do ultra nice things. Hell, remember the first when we first started talking, and you were talking about doing things for the sake of people.
Yeah,
you know, just for the sake of it, no other reason.
Oh
no
yeah,
motives.
The volunteerism thing.
Yeah, that's an ideal that appealed to you. It's not an ideal that would appeal to Connor. Not really. And I'll put it this way:
no, because he's helped out. I've seen him like go way above and beyond to help out like homeless folks. Like he would give them rides and stuff.
Okay, I've given people rides too. That doesn't mean okay.
Would you have you given a homeless person like rides? Because that was something even I'm not willing to do.
Oh, I've done it. I mean, people riding down the road need a ride. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Well, strangers, yeah, but like specifically with homeless.
Oh, I don't know if they're homeless. I'm not like, are you homeless? Yes, you could have a ride.
Well,
are you not homeless?
In Connor's case, he
I'm
knew.
guessing. Yeah, but I'm guessing that they're probably homeless, considering they were walking and barefoot and had no fucking. You know what I'm saying? So the chances of them being homeless were high. But no, I didn't do a specific tally to guarantee that they were homeless. But also didn't vet it to see if they were homeless either. I gave somebody a ride out of just general niceness.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so then you're like the same level of niceness as Connor is.
Yes, but that's not the same level of niceness as you and Damien are. You guys are way nicer than us.
I don't see that. I genuinely think Connor's like a nicer person in general than I am.
Not even close. But okay. I mean, that's your opinion.
I mean, unless he like purposely like doesn't mention like.
I've worked with him. I saw him with other people. I saw him interact with other people. You're nicer.
Okay.
I mean, like I've worked with him for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Every day. You know what I'm saying? Like 6 months. No, I don't say Connor's not nice. I'm just saying he's not nicer than you. You know what I'm saying? Just so we're clear, I'm not saying what a Connor. He's an asshole. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he's not as nice as you are.
I get your distinction.
Yeah. Okay. Your dad's not nice at all. In fact,
no, he's not.
He's kind and he's useful, but he's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about him screams, "I'm nice." Like, will he loan you money? Yes, but he's not nice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I get the distinction there.
Okay. You are generally nice to almost everybody you come in contact with. You're never really rude to anybody. You're not rude, and
I just don't see a reason to be.
Connor's actually more selfish than you are.
See, that really stuns me to hear anybody say. 'Cause like I don't feel like I don't know that anybody else has that perception of him that you have.
What of evaluating? I can evaluate between the three of y'all.
I suppose, but like I lived with him. Like he like from birth has been more outgoing and more considerate than I am.
Yeah, he's more
with people.
outgoing. He's not more considerate.
I can't agree with you on this. I just can't. Like,
Yeah, but I think you're blinded by the okay. On days that Connor went, he wouldn't give me a ride home every day. I think he would. I think he would on average. Okay, and I'm not saying that
Connor didn't.
He didn't every day. Sometimes I'd call for a ride, which is okay. I don't care. But
I would swing by. I might be like late, but like I would still swing by and pick you up and get you to work.
Mine and Connor's relationship was different than yours and Connor's. I've never taken from Connor. He's always taken from me. Like, not that I'm saying he's taken, again, not being a jerk. And I don't think he's a jerk. I'm just saying that he's not nicer than you. I think you just, you hold your brother in a higher regard than you should. And it's fine that he's the way.
I feel like he's proven that he is of
nicer
like
than
a high regard. Yeah. And like every interaction I've had with him, like he just seemed like I just don't see it, but
no, let's break it. No, let's break it down. That's fine. Let's break it down.
Okay,
this is what we're doing. We're having fun.
Break it down.
Okay. Who's more likely to loan money, you or Connor?
Connor, because like when he dropped out those homeless folk, he just straight up would give them money.
Okay, giving them money is
worried about.
That's a one-off charitable act. I'm talking about if a relative came up and said, "Hey, Connor, can I borrow XYZ?" Here's the other part of it that is like when Connor goes about his day, he's not thinking anymore about the thing that he just interacted with. You think about it deeply, often for days and weeks.
Does Connor really not? Because I feel like he does. I feel like he just doesn't pronounce it.
Even if that's the case, he doesn't pronounce it.
Okay.
I know for a fact that you antagonize. You antagonize. No, you agonize. No, you agonize about things more. Thoughts, decisions, everything. Connor's more confident in his decisions. Now, that can lead to confident, good decisions, but it also can lead to
lack of consideration.
Yeah,
or lack of retrospective consideration, at least.
Sure. I don't think Connor, and it's okay. I mean, he's young. There's no reason not to. Like when I was young, I didn't think about. It was a me all the time. Now he's got into a relationship, so he may be a little nicer now because I haven't really. I mean, I hung out with him one time in like the last 2 years, but prior to that, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't. He was kind of selfish, kind of. You know what I'm saying? And that's okay. I'm like, it's not me downgrading him. But if I was to say, here's the scale, Damien's probably overall the nicest. Then you.
He's absolutely nice to a fault, which was like something I actually had to talk with him about today.
Sure,
is that like he does let it get to to be a detriment to himself.
He does because he sees one thing as him. This guy has a problem. I used to have this problem. This guy's a problem. I can help him with a solution.
Yeah,
that's the way your dad thinks. That's the way I think. You think, okay, I'm agonizing about this. I want to help him, but then again, I don't want to help him. I don't have the money to help him, but I do want to try to do that. And you go back and forth on it.
Okay, that's a pretty accurate psychoanalysis.
Right.
Yeah.
Connor says, "Okay, I've made my decision. Either way, this is the way it's going to be." And all of them are nice. I mean, they're generally, but if we're going to scale, what's nicer? Damien will nice to his own detriment. You will nice to your detriment or just at the line of detriment.
Yeah.
Connor will not cross that line of detriment ever. He's like, well, he'll do the math in his head and say, I can't help you. He's not going to break himself to do it. He's not going to drive himself into debt to do it. Now, he may with a girl, but I'm saying on average with people, that's not the case.
Like, did you know about the homeless thing? Like him giving rides to homeless folks and
those are one-off charitable acts. Your dad does it all the time. He'll just randomly stop and be like, "Here's $5 for this guy, or $10 for this guy, or hey, I got $30 for this guy."
No, it was like hundreds.
What, your dad?
Like no, for Connor, and that was like
no. I'm not saying the value of the money isn't what matters.
Okay. I suppose. I don't
Sure.
know. I don't.
Yeah,
maybe,
no, I agree.
maybe it's like familial like bias, but I like if there was any person like because I was even like thinking about this the other day. If there was any person I would consider like more altruistic than I am, it was specifically Connor.
See, I don't see that. I'd say Damien's more altruistic than that. Damien will actually put himself out to help somebody.
With Damien, it's a little
and that's what
different.
makes him more altruistic. He
I
may
don't
not
think
have as much. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't feel like with Damien it's altruistic so much as like he lets like social anxiety get to him and he feels like compelled to do it because he's pressured into it. And I don't feel like that's altruism. But with Connor, like it's generally a proactive, like self-decided thing. From
Yes,
what
but
I've
it's
seen.
something that is never going to be to his detriment. Connor gave the money because Connor had the money. If Connor didn't have the money, he wasn't going to borrow the money to get the money. You
That's
might. True. Damien probably would.
Well, I wouldn't just because then I'd have to owe somebody else the money, and that
right.
just creates like, the same.
I'm just saying. That's why I said you might, depending on the situation. Damien would go out of his way to borrow the money. He'd be like, "I don't have the money. Let me ask my dad."
Yeah.
Dad can.
Yeah, that does sound like something Damien might do.
Sure, I know you boys. I've known you your whole life, whether you remember it or not. I know you. I've known you your whole life. I used to live with you like forever, growing up. I used to go to all your shit. I even went to your fucking football games. I know you don't remember that either, but
I don't. I genuinely don't.
You blocked out Josh from your memory, but I was there.
What the thing is, like, why would my brain do that? I don't remember.
I don't know.
Gaps. I don't know. That's just one of those like we don't know things, I guess. But
you just don't love me. It's
okay. A reason.
You don't love me. Let's. But no, the whole point is that is each one of y'all's mentalities, and they're small, so most people probably don't see a difference between you and Connor.
Mm-hmm.
But since I can make that delineation between you, Connor, and Damien, because I've done it a lot, I can see the differences.
You've made the delineation between us a lot?
Sure, had to. Always do. It's like my kids. I can do the same thing with my kids, even more so.
Fair. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've made a delineation like Kyrie's the taker. Kiki's the second most taker. Alistair's a giver, but he's only a giver to the point where he's not going to be put out by it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm suspecting that my other two boys, will be far more giving than even Alistair, who's a very giving person.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I can make those delineations between the ones. Kiki is thoughtful and caring. Kyrie is not thoughtful and caring. Meaning, Kiki makes things like she'll sit there and make something, be like, "Daddy, I brought you this. Jamie, I brought you this. I love you this." You know, Kyrie will do it one off, but she won't do it as a regular basis. It's not her personality traits.
I see it. I see you.
Those
are delineations, yeah.
Sure. Now, I could do it with less. Go ahead, babe. You about to say something? Yeah. She's just thoughtful like that. She's just always going to be thoughtful.
She made what?
Magnets for her fridge.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah. And Kyrie probably would never think to do that. And I'm not saying she wouldn't do that, but she would think of it so little that she would never think to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you know, I'm saying like, you know, there's always
there's levels to it.
Yeah, there's levels to it. But most people, when they view my kids, they're like, "Oh wow, your kids are really nice." I'm like, "Yeah, some are nicer than others," but they don't see that delineation between them because they're outside observer. They're like, "Well, he seems nice, and she seems nice, and she seems nice."
I don't see that, but I also can't don't see them like super often, so I can't make that delineation. So that is like the
I get to see small little details, just like I did with y'all, of selfish points throughout your life. I also get to see, and I'm because, like I said, I'm not saying Connor's not a nice guy. He really is. He's just not as nice as you, who's just not as nice as Damien.
Okay.
Because of those delineations. So when I say, okay.
So we got less young or less like nice.
Yeah.
As
Damien's a 10 on niceness scale. You're a 9 and Connor's an 8. The 8-9 doesn't look much different, but it's there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Subtle things. You know what I'm saying? I know you've had that. You've probably seen the meme where they're like, if a guy has $100 and he gives $10 to somebody, and the other person only gets $5, but $5 was all he had, I know you saw those memes. Yes,
you are right.
That's an example of that.
That's
Connor's not going to go out of his way to do it. Like Damien, I think he would go into debt to try to help somebody.
I think he would.
Yeah, me too. And sometimes
And
you're like,
that worries me with Damien sometimes.
Because I'm like that. I borrowed money the other day to send money to somebody.
You did that?
Yep, I borrowed credit from my thing to send somebody $20. Now they may or may not pay me back, but I didn't care.
Yeah.
But I assumed the debt for $20. It's only $20. But the point is that I literally took on debt. I do that too.
So were you on that 1 to 10 scale? Like, where would you put yourself on that?
Originally, I was probably a 10. Now I'm probably 6 or 7.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Do what? I'm a solid 7. Okay, she said I'm solid 7. So,
hey, lucky number.
You know, but you know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. But yeah, originally I was 10. I was a total 10. Hell, dude. Do you have any? All right. In 2004 and 2005, I made $100,000 and $90,000, and like $60,000 of it went to Stacy.
To Stacy?
To Stacy. Paid her car payments. Paid her, just every fucking bill you can think of.
Mm-hmm. Which I didn't know that. That's also because I don't really remember like Stacy at all.
Sure, you were like fucking 4 or something, 3 years.
Yeah.
But but Stacy, you know what I'm saying? Because Stacy was my girlfriend. So what do guys do? They solve girls' problems.
Yeah.
And then it got to be too much by about 2006, 2007. But I was like, Jesus, I told her, like, I'm done. Because one time we got in a fight, not because we were behind on our bills, because we were only 2 months ahead on our bills.
That's right. You did mention that. Like,
I'm like, oh my God, we're having a fight about how far ahead we are on our bills. This should not be happening. And that was when I was done with it. Like, I was done with it. Like, I was like, fuck it, I'm done. There's no pleasing somebody that cannot be happy when you're 2 months ahead on all your bills. I can understand having a buffer. Yeah. I can understand saying you want more. I cannot understand fighting about it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense. I still don't know. Like I like to try to rationalize like why other people do certain things, and that's when I can't really wrap my head around like why she felt like that was a concern.
Now I want to read something to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is the marriage rates for other countries compared to ours. Everyone per thousand people, 31 people are married in the United States.
That is pretty small.
Per 1,000 people in Australia, 4.5 people are married. Per 1,000 people in Canada, 4.9 people are married. For 1,000 people, 4.3 are married. France, 3.4. Japan, 4.0. South Korea, 5.0. All right. So while ours is declining rapidly, theirs is extremely declining by almost tenfold.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I said
is the response there to have more marriages?
I don't know. I don't care. The point was that we are at a 47% marriage rate in the United States. Of people are married, 47%.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so can only imagine what those people are at 4 per every 1,000 people.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Anyway, like I don't care either way. Like marriage is just an institution in that.
See, that was the thing is like I've had a coworker who like they specifically like they called their significant other their wife, but they don't wear they wear the rings, but they didn't like get the proper ceremony and stuff, and they don't consider themselves married.
That's becoming a new thing. A lot of them are like, well, we're going to pretend like we're not pretend like we're married. We're married in the eyes of the church, but not in the eyes of the state.
Yeah,
and that's what's happening. But because the commitment is only really as good as people's commitment, which sucks. People's commitment sucks. They just don't. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
yeah.
Interesting.
I
want to talk to Mike about. There's a job for Power One. Power One was the company that we took their contract.
Oh, really? When you guys were doing what? Not the tree stuff, but for ESI?
For ESI. Like that, we took away the Power One contract. So I'm going to apply for a Power One and see if they hire me.
What is Power One? The batteries or
no? They were a support group or what, like a computer support group, an IT group.
Okay.
They used to have the contract for what was over ESI. We eventually gained the contract, and then Mike shipped it on to a full-time employee. But I think that's funny.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Join ESI and then jump ship to Power One like shortly after.
That's
I mean,
funny.
they probably won't pay you as much Power One.
No, they only pay like $23 an hour. Mike make like 45, I think,
bad.
now, or 40 or 45.
Well, yeah, it's definitely not as much as like ESI is paying.
Yeah. But he has to do a lot more for that. He has to be very, very, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot more in that than you know what I'm saying, he has to do. All right, but yeah, I think we're gonna kill the stream for now.
I was gonna say, like, it's
getting
20
late.
minutes past. I need to be able to eat and clean up and then sleep before. Well, I was gonna say and sleep before I go to bed, but obviously I meant sleep.
You have to sleep before you go to bed? Wow.
Yeah, I like to pre-nap before my like proper sleep, and then when I wake up, I take another nap.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't bad-mouth Connor. I don't want to hear no fucking.
No,
Connor said, Cayden said you said I was a fucking asshole.
It's just I genuinely have like a different view of him, and it doesn't line up.
Where would you stack yourselves at the rate?
I would put Connor like at the same level as I am. Like I wouldn't put him like. No, because the homeless thing, like that really was like that blew me away. It was like I can't believe he was like willing to do that.
That's a one-off gesture. I'm talking about day to day. Where would you?
I mean, I guess he's really nice towards me, but obviously we're brothers, so we're both nice towards each other. So like I with his interactions, he seemed like he was putting in like because I went to a Halloween party with him. Me, Johnny, Roberto, and Damien went to his Halloween party. And he was out there like he was focused on like making sure everybody like met each other and like interacted with each other.
Let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you rank yourself with Ryan, with Johnny, with stuff like that?
I would put myself above Johnny.
Right. Johnny's pretty
Johnny
selfish.
himself like points it out pretty often, but
yeah, Johnny's extremely selfish. It didn't take me long to figure that out.
I would put Ryan over me.
I would too.
Okay. Okay, so that's not just me. Okay.
No. He's an extremely helpful friend, kind, everything.
He is.
He's if he wasn't in a gay relationship, if he wasn't in a gay relationship, he'd have a hard time with relationships. But since he's in a male relationship, it makes it easier now. Because men value things different than women. So that niceness factor is a lot more beneficial to men, or a lot more like
it works differently.
Right, it works differently than a yes. So if he was trying to date a girl, say he was trying to date a girl, he'd have a real hard time.
Yeah.
He's kind of short, he's mid-level attractive. I mean, I don't think he makes a lot of money. I don't think he's poor, but I don't think he makes like extreme amounts of money.
He makes pretty solid money. He makes more money than I do.
Yeah,
Not
but you don't make
amounts, but
you don't make a lot of money.
I don't. I just make like general like cost in Florida money or general cost, general pay in Florida money.
Yeah, but my point is like he's not making $250,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? He's not making where it's a noticeable. A girl would date a guy.
It's not like a different tax bracket,
right?
He
may make 60 or even 80,000, and you make 60,000, but it's comparable.
Yeah.
All right. Even your dad doesn't make he makes more money than me, but doesn't make exceedingly more money. Well, I guess he makes double more money than me, but
which is it is distinguishable, but it's not like millionaire.
No, it's nurses' pay. It's not doctors' pay.
Yeah,
nurses make $40 an hour, maybe $50 an hour, sometimes $70 an hour if it's a really high-end nurse. But you're not talking, 600,000, million and a half a year.
It's not like what dentists make. Dentists make a lot.
Yeah, dentists do. So do doctors. Anybody in that field anybody that's sunk 8 years in education is going to make mad bank, generally, if it's like a medical field or something.
Holy shit. Dentists make $86.16 an hour?
Yeah. So that's what?
That's pretty crazy.
$200,000 a year? Yeah.
They can go up to $150 an hour. Wow.
Yeah.
For teeth specifically.
It's amazing what you'll pay when your teeth fucking hurts.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time Jamie wants to, she's ready to fucking blow a dentist to get fucking some dental work done. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
That's fair.
Sure.
Teeth are important. Like poor dental care can kill you, actually. Like,
well, yeah,
surprising.
well, it can, but like it's not common. But
It's
nerve
not
pain is
common,
nerve
but
pain.
it does
Nerve pain
happen.
is severe pain.
Yeah.
Like cutting your arm isn't the same as nerve pain. Like the nerve pain that goes into your teeth, they're sensitive. There's 4 nerves in there. It's fucking painful.
Yeah, I've heard of people passing out from like toothaches before, so it is like a very
Yeah, it's
different
like you're
beast.
just like, like all you want is that fucking tooth pain to go away. It's
Yeah.
very sensitive. So there's a lot of money in it because it's kind of like climbing trees. When you can't get up there and do it, and you're like, "Oh, that limb's about to fall on my
Yeah.
house. Please,
You'll
yes,
pay
I'll
us
pay
plenty of money.
$500. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I'll pay $500 an hour for you to fucking take it down because I don't want to fucking fall on my house. You know what I'm saying? And crash into it.
Which on the subject of like that kind of stuff, I do really want to revisit like the idea of pressure washing because that seems like
it's a
good income, and then you get like the choose your own hour situation, so you like balance it however you feel like you need.
Yeah, you can do it. Anything that requires equipment's worth it because a lot of people don't have the equipment. Like
Yeah.
even mowing, the reason like you mow grass, you can mow grass and you can make a lot of money. You
Yeah.
can make $250,000 a year mowing grass. All right.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah. I plan to get into some of that. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of tree work now, but I'm doing it scanty. But once I get everything situated here with the kids, I'm going full on and doing it full time.
Ooh, you know what we could do is like a multifaceted, like, because I wanted to do the pressure washing, and I talked to Johnny and Connor, and like they were kind of on board with the idea, but like Damon like really likes doing lawns, so we could go there. Damon could mow their lawn, I could pressure wash their like driveway, and then that's like 2 jobs in one.
Sure. I think Damien would be
business
somebody
model.
good to go. He'd be good to go into business with doing lawns because I think
Yeah.
Damien would he'd do real good with it.
He's a good work ethic, and he's very
Oh,
reliable.
he's exceedingly good work ethic.
Yeah.
Work ethic. And what you need, and this is where you're going to have to come in, or Connor's going to have to come in. The key to that is a good salesman. You need a good salesman.
That's true.
All right, which means either you need to step up, or Connor needs to step up, but somebody needs to learn to sell.
Yeah. And that was
All
kind
right.
of something I was thinking like Johnny should do because he's not so much for the labor stuff. So like he would prefer like
Yeah,
an
but
office
Johnny's
type
also
job,
not
type
for
job.
having a winning personality. Johnny has it.
That is
Like,
true.
okay, I'll put it this way. Is the impression came off? He was funny, but he was also a dick when he came over here. I'm like, you kind of not dick, snobbish, I guess is the way.
He is a little snobbish. He
Right.
gets a little.
You can't be
pretentious sometimes.
snobbish when you're dealing with customers. You have to be like one time I had this thing, and how I got the job was we were talking about he was a gay guy, and I especially then I was like 23. I didn't know anything about gay, but I did have a story that was actually my brother's story. So I told him the story about my brother one time when he worked at Geico about a gay thing, and that's what got me the job. All right, it was being able to personalize with him and stuff like that. And by the end, he was like, "Oh yeah, this is a good guy," you know what I'm saying? And I got the job. And it wasn't because my price was the best; it was because I could relate with him as being gay, even though I really couldn't. But I could he felt like I could relate to him because I was telling a story, which basically
you were able to take his like perspective long enough to communicate
Sure.
with him on his level.
Right. And I met him where he was at, and I was on his level, and it was like I was talking to him about it, and the story was, I'm not gonna tell the whole story because it's Mike's business, but I was like, he had a gay boss at work named Billy, and he's told you the story before, but anyway, that was the story I was telling about. Was Billy like it wasn't even really? It was Mike's story about Billy when he was there with Billy, but it wasn't my story. But since I didn't have nothing to give, that's what I pumped in there.
Yeah,
all right, that's a good
and
salesman, and it worked. All right. You have to be able to, empathize with old people. Old people feel things like, man, I got to really, work hard, blah, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
Gay people, young people, old people, black people. And I saw all kinds of jobs like that. Like, I sold a black couple probably about 4 months ago. And then they called me back to even do some more work. And you just kind of got to, his thing was, he felt like he'd worked hard his whole life and shit. And he just didn't feel like doing it no more. And he wanted somebody else to do it. And I was like, yeah, no problem. I can understand that, man. I get old in my age too, even, what I'm saying, blah, blah. Not really true. But what it was I was selling him on the idea of, oh, I totally understand where you're coming from. Yeah. I was like, fuck that. You're making the money now. You should get somebody else to do it. And then, like I said, there was this one heavyset dude. That was the guy that was a millionaire. Didn't even know he was a millionaire. I was doing some work for him. It was like $800, $1,000, something like that for the work. And, he was, had no shirt on, had no pants, had a pair of shorts on, no fucking shoes on, hillbilly type person. So I talked hillbilly stuff with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said,
Yeah.
just morphing your way around, and that's what sales is. But yeah, so somebody's
adaptability.
Adaptability. All right, you don't have to have true adaptability, but you have to.
Yeah.
You know.
All right, like meet them in the middle.
Like when I'm at work, saying like I don't have political opinions. If my customer's like fuck Donald Trump, I'm like fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah.
If my customer's like fuck Joe Biden, I'm like fuck Joe Biden. And if he was like I'm a terrorist, I'm like fuck those Americans or like whatever. Because I don't care. I'm trying to get the job. I don't really care what he thinks of me on a personal level.
Yeah.
He just has to.
At that point, it is just business. At that point,
it's just business.
But it is also like pleasure. The pleasure kind of goes in hand with the business, and that's where like being able to meet them in the middle and like relate to them, even if you don't really relate to them. Like
sure, nobody really relates. Not really.
Yeah, it's true.
Everybody's
got different lives.
Even me and you,
perfectly.
Me and you, who are uncle and nephew, is about as you know what I'm saying. The only thing you're gonna more meet with is your brother's your dad.
That's
all
true.
right, or your mom. But even we don't see eye to eye on everything.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't have the same political opinions. We have some political opinions the same, but not every political opinion.
Yeah.
And then even you and Connor don't have the same political opinions about stuff.
That's true. I really thought Connor was Christian. I asked him about that yesterday, and he said he's not Christian. And I genuinely thought he was, because he was like going to like church, he was going to like looking at the Bible and stuff.
I'm gonna explain this to you. He's in his 20s now. He will not go back to being Christian or any other religion for about another 10 years. Then he'll start leaning back into it.
Really think so?
Yeah, I was, like I said, I went to church till I was 19. And then I stopped at 19 and I didn't even think about it again until I was about 35. You know what I'm saying? You just don't. You're busy living life. He's getting a girlfriend. He's doing all these things. You know what I'm saying?
That's fair.
He's
got other focuses.
Yeah. When people ask me, I was like, I'm nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. Like it wasn't that I was nothing. It's that I didn't really consider anything. I was considering taking care of Stacy and women and dating and kids, and I was not, you know what I'm saying, till I was about 35, and then I started thinking about it again.
I gotcha.
You think about it now, we talk about it.
I know, but outside you.
Sure. But yeah.
Oh yeah, I see you there. I see you.
Yeah. But anyway.
Okay. I guess that probably will have to be me doing the if I get into the pressure washing business, it probably would have to be me, if not Connor. Because Johnny, like the getting it started.
You also want to keep remember, somebody that's good for the job isn't always like Mike had a propensity to include his friends in on stuff.
Yeah.
Friends aren't always the best person for that. Johnny may seem like a good friend, but he's usually a bad employee. Or I'm not saying that he's a bad employee, but I'm saying like in your field, what you're doing.
He doesn't have like a very strong work ethic compared to like me and my brothers.
Right. You don't want somebody that wants to go out and hammer out the work. Somebody wants to go out and get the work, and those two people need to meet and work on it together.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I can sell work still to this day everywhere. Doesn't matter. I can go and I can sell fucking work. I could go out tomorrow and find work. I'm never, because if somebody's like, what if you don't have a job? I'm like, I'll never not have a job. I have climbing gear and fucking chainsaw. I'll have work. You know what I'm saying? I have fucking 6 chainsaws. I have a fucking trailer. I have fucking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not without anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I may have to
I guess
work.
in the same way, because I've grasshopped between like so many jobs, but I've never like had a point where I felt like I wasn't going to have a job for a while. Like there was never, there's like a brief period, but never like a hiatus really.
Right. And like I said, if you're going to do that, learn to do lawns, learn to do pressure washing, and learn to do trees to some degree. You don't have to do them great.
Trees was another one I was considering.
Well, even for your lawn customers, a lot of times the guys automatically in. You don't even really have to negotiate price all that much when it's done. You're like, this is your lawn customer, and they're like, oh, what would you do to trim these trees up? Like, we'll do it for 500, 700, 1,000, whatever the price is. You know what I'm saying? But just kind of figure out how to do those, because you know what I'm saying, bidding those jobs, because the more skills you have, the better off, the more money you'll make in life.
That is true. So. And now's the perfect time to start developing.
Sure, you're young. You start developing skills. You know what I'm saying? Like your grandfather is 62 and he still climbs trees, and he does a pretty damn good job.
He does.
You know what I'm saying? Like nobody can actually.
It makes a living for him.
Sure. I mean, he'll be 70, still climbing trees, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I can't even imagine that. Like he will do trees till the day he's over there dead, hanging from the tree. Like he will just be like, that's just what he's going to do for the rest of his life. You might as well learn those skills because they're skills that never go away.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
People are always going to need some kind of lawn care because grass is always going to grow.
Yeah, it's not going to change. Nobody's figured out a way to make the grass not grow unless it's astroturf grass, which nobody wants.
Yeah, I was about to
try
say
that
the
in the
same
70s.
Right.
And even then, even the astroturf grass, there's grass that grows between the little placards, like that you lay down.
Is that right?
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
Grass knows how to make its way through cracks and shit like that. You see in driveway all the time.
Grass and potatoes. Potatoes are insanely good at like finding their way to anything.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just keep thinking there's like one image I saw of like potatoes a long time where like overgrew in somebody's cupboard.
Right. But yeah, like I said, so there's always
nature
that.
finds a way to creep through somehow.
But yeah, like I said, learn the skills. I will help you with anything you need help with because that's something I can really help you with.
Yeah, you're very good for that. So I want to try it with like me and Damon and see where it goes from there. But like if you're interested, I'd absolutely be on board with having you on board.
Well,
it's good, but like with you working at ESI, I don't know how much like
Who,
time because like no you because like you got ESI, you do these streams with me. Like I guess
I don't do ESI. I haven't done ESI in like years.
Oh, I just
like
see that
2014.
Wait, what do you do? What do you do now?
Tree work.
Oh, okay.
I just said that. I said I've been doing scans like here and there, but
I thought you meant like you had done it before. I didn't realize that. Okay.
Me and Grandpa did a job right before Christmas.
Oh, okay.
Like I do tree work. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like it was I sold some jobs out there. It was like got Grandpa out there and he climbed it because it doesn't really matter for either one of us because one of us has to be on the ground, one of us has to climb, so it doesn't really matter if he wants to climb, I'll let him climb. But and you know, we made fucking what? I think I made like $300 for 4 hours. You know what I'm saying?
That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah. Oh, he's good.
Because
on a good day, you'll make $1,000, $2,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know.
I would say like 1,000 divided by 8. So that's like 125 an hour basically.
Yeah.
On a good day. But then 300, 600. I feel like 500 is a fine median to put there. So that's 62 an hour still. Sure. So that's still really good.
Sure. I make good money doing that.
Yeah.
And
then that means
I always make good money doing that. Let me phrase that. I never made less than like almost $100,000 a year.
And it's great because that means if there's ever like a period where like you need some like time off, you don't have to stress the money so much. Like if you're like, oh, I got to take a week off for this, or I'm going to do a vacation for this, like that kind of.
I generally don't stress I don't generally have to stress money. Period. Like even when I don't do tree work, I still make like $1,400 a month. And that's after all my bills are paid. So
yeah.
So I got a good setup, but that's what you need to do.
The pressure washing. Yeah, I think that's gonna be the move. Is give that a shot because I've been like that's really been on my mind a lot lately. Anyway, so
save for tools because tools are everything. That's why I have all my tree climbing tools, and I have I don't have my lawn, but I have weed eaters. I have everything. You know what I'm saying? Save for tools because that's where your money's at is in those tools. I have a stump grinder. You know what I'm saying? I can make money on stump grinder. I've made $500 one day on just grinding stumps.
Grinding stumps does sound like a fun pastime. Anyway. I don't know. There's something satisfying about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of gratification in all of it. You know what I'm saying? The big thing is just find it, do it, don't question it, which is where you're going to have an issue.
Yeah,
you have a problem with consistency. You're really excited about first and really complacent.
Yeah.
After a while, like you get 3-6 months into something, and like your dad, you quit. Don't.
Okay.
One thing he learned did not do was quit. Because that's what he did with all his jobs. He'd worked there for 3 years, 4 years, and then he kind of quit. And then he worked somewhere for 3 years, 4 years. But this job, he's worked over a decade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This one seems like the one he likes and that he's stuck with.
He doesn't even like it, I think, at this point. I think he just does it because it pays all the bills really well. Like, I think he's long since gave up on caring about computers. Other than that's his job.
Well, he still did like he was on board for the AI thing. So like.
Yeah. That's a project. That's not the same as like. Just maintaining servers all day. This is an exciting project to him, so it's exciting to him.
He has control over what he's doing. He gets to invest into it.
Sure.
Which we've carried on that long enough, and I do need to start getting ready for bed. So,
all right. Sorry about that. All right. I enjoyed talking to you as always. Better be here tomorrow, or I will punch you in the dick.
I will be on.
Okay.
That's not going to be an issue tomorrow. Tuesday, there's nothing going on. Sundays are like the only days where it might be a thing, just because of Connor scheduling. But
sure,
I'm also going to have to like break it out,
and that's fine.
On the Sundays.
Yeah, even if you wanted to be like, hey, I don't want to come in today, or set it up to where you're regular off on Sundays every Sunday, and then just come in if you want. That's fine.
Which I'd rather come in on Sundays, honestly. Like especially that I can run the pressure wash and get to a point where I can have like time open in the day to go over to like when Connor's day off is, and like that way I can still make the stream. Because I do want this to be like a top priority. But it's hard to do that and then balance like connections.
I mean, you have other priorities because work has to be a priority. It has to be because you have to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, like this is not my only priority. But this is a high priority, but it's not my only priority. It just can't be. You know what I'm saying? I don't make money off of it because I don't make any money off of it.
Yeah,
but I know that I eventually will. I don't even have a doubt about that. Like,
I'm 100%. It's just it's gonna grow. Like all I can do is grow. Like from starting from 0.0, all I can do is grow.
When I was 21 and I started my own tree business, everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it'll never work. I made fucking ass tons of money in tree work over the years."
Yeah.
Period.
Never listen to the doubters.
Oh yeah, the haters. I never listen to them.
Yeah.
I don't even register. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. All right, brother.
Because there's no like space for it in the head. There's no like reason to let it like stick to you.
No.
All right. Thank you everybody for joining us.
And I just want to point out something. So now I can see the timer towards the clock. You were 3 seconds away from, if I had not clicked started that kind of time, you would have been late. You would have been 3 seconds late.
Yeah, the moment I said like it's okay, it won't hit 8:01, I started looking at the clock and I was like, maybe in like the 5-second countdown it'll turn straight to 8:01.
Well, I hit start right as I said it, but it takes a little bit to register and process it before it starts counting. I'm like, let's see. Yeah, it was like seconds off. All right.
I was worried that it was actually gonna hit 8:01 before, and I was like, damn it.
It's late. No, you're good.
All right.
I'll talk to you later. All right. Thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the stream. All 2 of you listeners.
I love everybody watching this stream.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk to you later.
Have a good one.